This podcast will talk you through the ups and downs in the entertainment industry.
Each and every one of you has a talent, but it's a tough business. People gonna tell you, get a real job.
By introducing you to sustainable, moldable methods in a crazy, cutthroat world.
Let us harness our willpower and take real action.
Don't let it get you down.
Join me, brothers and sisters, on a journey through trials and tribulations.
Unfake it till you make it.
Welcome to episode 15 of the Unfake It Till You Make It podcast. I'm Tony Suriano. And first off, I want to say an actual hello, a ramble hello to everyone listening in all the different regions of the world. It's quite incredible that people from around the world are listening in, not just America, where I'm at. So, in no specific order, I will ramble off a bunch of amazing places, I'm sure, and here they go. Hey, Bangladesh, Canada, China, Australia, the Philippines, Russia, USA, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Brazil, Argentina, Trinidad and Tobago, Ireland, the United Kingdom, France, Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, Germany, Czech Republic, Austria, Switzerland, Croatia, Bulgaria, Norway, Sweden, Slovakia, Tunisia, Algeria, Nigeria, Gabon, Kenya, Zambia, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iran, United Arab Emirates, Georgia, Ukraine, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam, and South Korea. It's really incredible that you guys are taking a listen. I hope everything's going amazing on the other side of the world. Today's episode is with Annalisa Cochrane at Annalisa Cochrane on Instagram. You can find her. She is a Hollywood actress who plays Yasmine in the new YouTube Red series, Cobra Kai, which is an amazing show. I binge watched it. I really enjoyed it. If you're a Karate Kid fan, you will love it. And if you're not, I'm sure you'll love it too. And become a fan. She's also had roles in TV shows such as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Heathers, The Young and the Restless, Broken Visions, and Days of Our Lives, to name a few. She's spent some good years growing up in India and made the move to LA to pursue her acting career. We talk about performing, auditions, habits, and we get really off topic at sometimes. But sometimes that's what life's about, isn't it? And now, please enjoy my conversation with Miss Annalisa Cochrane. Welcome, Annalisa.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Where did you come from this morning?
I just came from my house. I did a little workout, just had some coffee.
Okay.
Love my coffee. And yeah, came here. Yeah.
So what kind of workout?
I follow a lot of YouTube videos. I go to the gym too, but I didn't have time this morning. So I kind of just did an app routine and like a full body little like workout. No weights or anything, but
Nice.
I love to run. So a lot of the times I'll go running.
You run on soft paths, not the street?
I do both.
Okay.
And I do run a lot on treadmill too, because I love the ability to push yourself for the intervals and sprint that I don't necessarily have the discipline sometimes when I'm out by myself. And a treadmill, you're like, okay, I have to stay at that 10.5 speed for at least a minute, and so it's just an easier way to push yourself, at least for me.
Yeah.
But do you run?
I kind of have a hate-love relationship with running.
Don't we all?
I am technically more of a sprinter. Like I've just noticed around my life, but like right now with moving over here,
Yeah.
it's hard to run because I don't know, like I ran up this hill, it's steep hills, but there's no like free place where I don't have to worry about cars. There's no park close to me, if it's a park, I'll go run, but yeah.
Even like going on walks here, it's kind of hard,
yeah,
right?
you just got to be careful because
Yeah.
we're in the Hollywood Hills here, and there's a lot of cars that zip around faster than you'd think.
Right. That's unfortunate.
So isn't your birthday's coming up?
It
I
is. June 21st.
What do you think about birthdays?
The more, as I grow older, they start to become, I think because I'm in this industry and I think that youth is so prized, so it kind of scares me. But then there's also, just to see how much you can grow if you put yourself to it, there's also this excitement to know that like, what I think and what I perceive now is not going to be, like I can change that, and like there's so much growing that I still have to do. So it's exciting to know that like with age comes wisdom, And it's also really scary. And sometimes I have a friend who's older and she's like, I don't want anyone to know my age because I still want to be able, I play a lot of high school on TV and everything. And she's like, I want to be continuing able to play high school. It's like, oh.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
So my father's an actor, and
Yeah.
I think his IMDb says like he's way younger than he is.
He was able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, he from the old school. Like, I don't know, someone, I guess he started saying like he was born at this age, like when he, back in the 60s when he was acting, or 70s.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
I know there's I need to go more into it, but there was like a lawsuit against IMDb or something about age, and showing actors' age, and somehow my age got out there, and now everyone can see how old I am, and I'm like, great, I'm gonna see if I can hide that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, because I could be high school.
Yeah,
and I could
you just were
exactly
in Cobra Kai.
Yep. And I'll probably be playing that for a little bit too.
Yeah,
so.
Does it look like season 2's coming, or did you already shoot it?
No, we got picked up for season 2 a few weeks ago. But yeah, it's really exciting. But like, that's the crazy thing as an actor, you know nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you just are kind of at the whim of everybody else. And that's why that just really has been pushing me to kind of be able to create my own stuff and do my own stuff so that I'm not always just at the whim of the next audition, or if I even get to be in season 2 or whatever, you know? It's just... Yeah.
It's really important, yeah. A lot of people, if they put all their eggs in that one basket, and then even if it's working out for a while, then it doesn't work out, they get depressed, they get messed up, you know. That's cool. I recently worked on this movie, and I met one of the producers, and he was telling me a lot of his friends now are in their 40s, and they had a lot of success in their 20s, and it was great. But then all of a sudden, when the work slows down as an actor, and if you don't have the other things in place, what do you do then, you know? And then you don't want to be completely, I mean, everyone can do it, but completely changing everything at 40 like that. Yeah, you want to be in a nice path.
Yeah. So
it's a tough business.
It is, but it's so fun too when you get to do what you love.
Yep. No, it's worth the hard work to get there.
Yeah, if you don't have to be that starving artist.
I know.
But I think all of us need a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think we should all starve a little bit. Do it fast.
It makes you work hard. Do it fast to get it out of the way.
Seriously.
And then move on to bigger and better things.
Yes. Okay, wait, let me look here. You told me you were in India for a while. But where were you born?
I was actually born Tacoma General up in Washington State.
Okay.
And my parents, they work for a nonprofit, so they were living in India before, but my mom had complications at my sister's birth. She was born in India, and so they moved back to the States. I was born there, and then we moved back when I was 4 months old.
To India?
So, yeah.
Wow, so how long were you in India?
10 years altogether.
Really? You lived in India for 10 years? That's cool.
We would come back and forth. Every 3 years, we'd take 2 to 3 months as a sabbatical, as they called it. And then I came back when I was about 8 for a year and a half, and then officially came back for high school. And
so high school in LA? Or
high school in Seattle.
Oh, in Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then moved down to LA after high school.
How did India shape your life? I mean, that's so different.
Yeah.
Because now you're here and I wasn't there. So tell me about it.
Right. It's also interesting because people always ask me that. They always say, what was it like? And for me, I didn't know anything different. It was home. It was, being able to, living in an apartment, running out on the streets, like going everywhere in rickshaws, having like this sense of independence and being able to play. And it's weird. A lot of people go to India and they either love it or hate it. It's definitely a country of intensity in all ways, emotions and colors and smells and sounds and people. But like for me, that's home. And for me, that's like I feel, it's so weird. I feel safest there. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And
when I was in the Philippines, like first when I went there, I was a little nervous. It's a new country. I've never been in a country for a long time. But then I stayed there for 6 or 7 months. When I came back here, I was more like worried walking in Sherman Oaks at night than walking at night anywhere in the Philippines, pretty much. Because no one's out. Like in the Philippines and in a lot of these other countries, or let's say third world countries, everyone's out and like everyone sees each other and it's kind of like everyone's has that eye out a little bit for you.
And it feels like more of a community sometimes.
Yeah.
Versus, I think especially in LA, no one really has community because we're all in our
down,
cars.
Walk to your audition.
Yes.
That's what people do. It's odd.
It's so strange. Why did you stay for so long? I don't think I asked you that.
Okay, well, I decided I wanted to leave the country, the U.S., for a year. That was my plan, and I was thinking, okay, where can my money take me the furthest? And I'm a 4-hour work week fanatic, so that book has changed a lot of my life.
Yes, Tim Ferriss.
And it's helped a lot of my already preconceived notions about what I want in my life. And I found that my money went the most over there in Asia, and I was going to originally do 4 months in the Philippines, Thailand, Singapore, and then somewhere else, maybe Korea. But then I did 3 months in the Philippines, and actually I fell in love with this girl. So I was like, all right, her name's Karen. Karen Elliser.
Is she listening?
Amazing. I think so. I hope so. And this girl. And she was amazing, and it was a great time. And I was like, well, 3 months are coming. I'm supposed to go to Thailand now. I don't know. I want to keep getting to know you and getting to know the people. I was learning Tagalog. Which was funny enough. That's not the language they usually speak in the region I was staying, but everyone knows how to speak it. They actually speak Cebuano,
interesting.
Visayan, and I kept learning the language, and I was like, damn, I want to come back. So let me just do the Thailand thing for 3 weeks, and then I did Singapore for a week, and then I came back, and we hung out more and more, and I got to meet new people, new friends, and learning more of the language. And then I was there for 6 months. Really, it was fun.
You created your community there.
Yeah, it was really new. It's so new to me, to leave the country.
Right.
You know? I left the country before that for 3 days once.
Oh wow, yeah.
And
such a different culture too. It's not like you're going to another kind of more Western civilization. You went to the Philippines.
Yeah, although they like a lot of the Western idea. I don't know, the entertainment and stuff, but it's definitely very different. Very different. So then I came back to the States for 2 months. Then I went back to the Philippines to see her again and just do more traveling for the year. Yeah. And that was a big year. I mean, and then I traveled the States a lot during that year. So I don't know. I just wanted to be away from what I knew for a long time. Yeah. Because never did it.
It really shakes you out of your comfort spot that you get into, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about going back?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I want to. I'm thinking in maybe a year and a half, 2 years, I should go back. But I want to get re-grounded here. Yeah. Because film business and just pushing and kind of finishing up the projects I've been doing.
Of course.
So scripts are close but not finished that I want to get locked and try to produce and stuff.
Yeah. It's such a catch-22, isn't it? Everyone's do everything while you're young. Yeah. But then also we should be pushing and working our hardest while we're young. So it's such balance to find okay, life is short, I should do what I want, but also I want to be successful and I want to work hard.
Yeah, time's running out and I have to travel the world because I want to be able to do everything.
Our birthdays are coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's awesome though.
I think if at all possible, if anyone can travel once a year, even if it is 2 weeks, it's so important. And that's the best investment, I think, for sure. Every time I've done it, it's just oh my God, if I didn't do that, that would suck.
I completely agree. Yeah. Also, if you ever find yourself in ruts, travel is the one thing that it's so different than your comfort zone that it so gets you out of that negative place for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. You are only focused on kind of the next thing, and it kind of really makes you live in the moment in this great way. Yeah. And just meeting people and being open to different cultures and seeing it even after growing up in India and then spending time in the States for high school, I hadn't really traveled too much. I'd been to India back once and kind of around the States and some service trips here and there. But then I went to Europe one summer and I backpacked around and I refound just the awe and the splendor of travel, the greatness of meeting people and connecting with people that are so different than you.
Yeah,
travel's incredible.
You learn so much.
Yeah. I got into the entertainment industry because I absolutely love acting. I love just the ability to step into someone's shoes and really just connect. And I didn't even know I started off as a theater, just doing theater, a lot of theater.
In India?
In India and in high school when I came back to the States.
Why didn't you enter Bollywood?
I know.
I mean, seriously.
So there was a time when we tried, and we were talking earlier about awkward phases. I think, not that I was I just think I went through an awkward phase, and I wanted to be an actor, but I didn't want to be I don't know. I wanted the actors that you see on TV in movies and stuff. Okay. And we did try, and there were one project that my mom turned down because we'd have to give up school. and she thought that school was more important. Looking back,
School wasn't.
yeah. Well, actually, though, I think that education is so important, but I don't think that it like has to be done through school.
Yeah.
At all.
I agree.
You know, like I think that you can learn every which way, and yeah. So looking back, I don't know. I guess thankful. I don't know.
Do you speak the
Hindi?
language? Yeah.
I can say in a few words. I can count to 10. I can kind of get around in a rickshaw, like you know, just basic
I was expecting
words.
a little more.
I know, but I started learning it. We came back to the States. I started learning French at my school.
Okay, yeah, I see.
You know, and then I went back to India and I went to an international school, and so they only taught French. And so my parents are both fluent, but
Do they speak with each other
in Hindi?
In the Hindi? Yeah. No. Okay.
My mom's better at it than my dad is, and
I
like he kind of, especially now, like they kind of just like fall out of it.
Now they're back here in the States.
They spend about 6 months in the States and then 6 months, not just in India. They travel. My dad was just 3 months in China. Yeah, doing a lot of different nonprofit work, working with orphanages and kind of like just foster homes, widows. My mom is a huge thing, which I think, sorry, so many ideas. But something that I think is so important, speaking of those like rural villages, my mom works with a lot of women and teaching them, going in and teaching them business stuff. And so a lot of those women don't have any other out, you know, like because they're women, because they're living in a village, they know no other life and their lives are very constrained. And my mom's organization kind of goes in and is able to teach them like sewing and takes those projects and sends them to the States where people buy them because they're these handmade things, and it gives these women a way out.
That's good.
And that's something that like I think is so interesting, the way business can completely change lives. Like it's just it's
without
a powerful
that,
thing.
they can just stay. Not that staying where they are is a terrible thing, but sometimes it is for people, and
Exactly.
they feel like that's all they have, that's all they can do.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, to show other people new ways.
And so many people don't have the opportunities that, you know, we have just by being able to be in LA and have a family that supports us doing this. And so why, you know, I just went to Larry Moss's class, and his ultimate thing is like, we should give back, you know, like as human beings, like let's give to others.
That's cool. An acting teacher said that.
I know.
Like, you don't expect that.
I know. But
mean,
he's
I
Larry
don't know.
Moss. He's like
That's
a
cool.
legend.
That's cool. I love that.
Yeah, but I think that's really, let's ultimately like give love and to others. I don't know.
Yes.
That's my thing. Sorry, what was the question?
There was there a question?
Yeah.
But I would like to ask you about creativity, the word, and you know, how do you see it? How do you stay creative?
Yeah.
What's your process? What gets you in the best creative state?
Creativity, I think, can be so elusive. It's truly a muscle that you have to train. And I think it, though, it's like life energy. Like all of us have to be creative, and a lot of us like dampen it because we don't know the avenues to do it. And for me, creativity is in everything. Like I journal a lot. I'm so bad at drawing, but like a lot of times in my journals, like I'll draw things. Like being in nature, I think, is like an aspect of creativity because it gives you ideas. I find for me, like one of my favorite things in the world is being anonymous and sitting at a coffee shop and just being able, like truly being able to just like look around me and see other people and like think about their lives and like.
That's fun.
Right? It's so fun.
Yeah.
And people are so strange and so beautiful.
Yeah. And they don't even know you're watching.
Exactly.
It's so fun.
It's kind of creepy if you think about it.
Yeah, as long as you're not hurting anyone, then you're cool, but to do it. Don't
Yeah.
do this. Whoever's listening, if you're going to hurt someone, don't do this.
Yeah, guys, don't.
But people that are going
Sorry.
to hurt people, they're not going to listen.
Don't try this at home, okay?
Yeah, you have to do it at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me more about that. So you sit at coffee shops, you watch
Yeah.
people for
Yeah.
hours on end.
And
you
it
draw
gets
doodles of
for
them.
hours. I just stare at them. No. I'll drink my coffee. I'll sip. I'll be in the moment. You know, everyone always talks about being in the moment. And then I try to write a lot. I do think as an actor, like a lot of times if you're not working a ton, you don't get a chance to exercise that muscle. So just like truly being in class, like my friends and I have just a great group of people, and being able to like, it's a plan and process, but do like self-tape Sundays where all of you get together, you have food, you have drinks. It's kind of a little fun party, but like everyone has to have memorized this little audition.
That's great.
Yeah. And you do it, and then you gotta you get everyone's kind of opinions,
and it's something
feedback.
to look forward to, and
Exactly.
it keeps the fun in the game.
And it's a chance to connect with everyone, because isn't that what a lot of people are missing in LA? Community.
Yeah.
Community and purpose.
Well, a good actor can connect, right?
Yes.
A great actor.
Yeah, very true.
I like that. So how long have you been doing that?
Honestly, since we moved to our new apartment, so about a year.
Wow, and pretty consistent?
Here and there,
Okay.
I'd say.
Okay, but that's there.
And it's something that we have and we continue to know, okay, we haven't done this for a month. We have to do it next Sunday. I haven't seen this person for a while. Let's go ahead and just continue keeping those connections and relationships.
That's great. I was trying to start some kind of, improv group with just four friends and then one person that's always in the audience. I was actually going to present it to my sister. You could be in the audience and you could be the improv coach and just kind of give us the feedback, but it never happened. You have to, if you want it to happen, you have to be the one that plans it. Because at that time when I thought about that, I was kind of the instigator, but I wanted someone to grab on and help lead
and push it through.
But you can't wait for that.
Yeah.
So you just have to be hey, are you in or out? I'm doing it this day and this time.
Yeah, and you realize if you are waiting around, it truly never happens.
Yeah.
It has to be on you.
And that means if those people aren't going to jump on it, maybe someone else will. So just don't be set on only that.
Yeah.
Those people, even if they're your good friends.
Yeah.
Fuck them. No.
Fuck them. Sorry, guys. That's how I feel about you.
Yeah.
But I think about that as well, is that a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this. I think that you go through such ups and downs, but you put a lot of talk out there, right? And it's so many people, you're either bullshit or you're going to do what you say. And I think learning, if I'm going to say that, and if I haven't done it for a while, I have to do it, because it's the only person, it's weird. The only person is yourself that really judges you ultimately. And why do you want to hide from yourself? Why do you not truly want to live up to all that you can do versus going the easy route and watching TV and just being whatever.
That brings up a good point. If you want to do something, and if you actually force yourself, the only discipline you really need is to actually tell people that you're going to do something, or write it down, or put it somewhere out there that's kind of known that you said you're going to do it. Then the discipline kicks in automatically, because you care about what you think, what you are really. Even a person that's confident, if they actually somehow got that discipline, and let's say you're in a class and you write on the board I am going to make a short film but in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
And everyone sees you and they saw you did that, all you need is that discipline to write it down, because then it will kick in, because you don't want to look like a failure. You don't want to. People don't do things because they don't want to look like a failure.
Yes.
But now they will look like a failure because they didn't do things because they wrote it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And truly, decisions. Good decisions beget good decisions, and bad ones beget bad ones, right? Mm-hmm. So you make that choice, I'm going to write that short film. The next day you're I have to sit down. You still have that motivation. You're I have to sit down and write, right? And you start that habit. And so when the motivation goes, you're still, that you've made the good choices in the past. It's if you work out every day, I don't want to work out every day, but I do it because I've done it in the past. Mm-hmm. And so today I'm not going to waste my day and throw everything away because I didn't continue my, continue my good decision making.
Yeah.
It's
not going to be perfect every time. You're not going to be in love with it every time, but there are the good times that they were good, and with that habit or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're just going to get through it. Just do the rounds. And then you probably, once you start the rounds, in the middle you're going to be oh yeah, this is fun. I like this. This is good. It was a challenge to get into the mode, and now I'm in it, and now it's worth it.
Yeah. And it works vice versa too. You get into a bad mode, and that the bad decisions just pile up on each other.
And then you're this does suck. Everything sucks.
And then you get lonely and sad and depressed, and it's you don't even know how to bring yourself out of it.
Then you go back to the coffee shop and you just
go back to the coffee shop.
Stare at people, follow them.
Oh yeah, humans are weird. I'm not alone in this.
Yeah. Oh, they are. They are weird. Oh, you know what the best place to go?
Where?
To
give me recommendations.
Oh my God, character study. And I should do this if I want to.
You're an actor too.
Yeah, I know. I should. I mean, I do this, but I should do this with a plan of I want to make a short film. Okay, let me just go here and get some ideas.
Yeah.
Instead of just I go there anyway and I get ideas. Sorry, tangent.
Of course.
Okay.
No, I agree.
The Santa Monica Library. Have you been there yet?
No, I haven't.
You have to go there. I park in the YMCA, which you're not supposed to because the freaking library charges you to park.
Again, don't do this at home.
Okay, yeah. But you can park wherever you want. Go in the library and go just walk around, sit, and you'll see the craziest, cool, interesting characters. And like, I'm not kidding. Some of the best I've ever seen.
Right.
It's a hub.
Yeah.
So you should go there.
Libraries, especially in Los Angeles, I think generally are very interesting.
Yeah, and it's actually it's great also because I still like the library because it's a purpose. You go there because you're supposed to learn. That's the one thing that's cool about the indoctrination of like libraries are to get books and read. So if you actually, that's one good thing when you go there, you have that from a kid knowing that that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. So when you're just there, if you just get there, you're like, wow, I did so much today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can get like lockout rooms there or offices you rent for free. 2
Yeah.
hours if you do it online. If you're a Santa Monica resident. But,
Dang it.
Yeah, you got to be cool.
Wait, but Santa Monica, is it part of like
They're
the LA
private.
County?
They're private.
They have their own stuff.
City or something. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know how it works exactly. That's why I think it's kind of like better than a lot of the cities in a way. Although it's known for homeless people, which is kind of sad sometimes. So I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Man, homeless population in LA.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But they're not starving. They're getting fat.
No.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll start crying when they're starving, but when they're like heavy and homeless, like, come on. I don't know. I sound like a dick, but you know what?
Right.
If you want a job, do what this one guy did. I saw this guy on the freeway. It was so sweet, and I wish I could offer him some kind of work. Yeah. But he was this like older gentleman, and he kind of had like a tattered suit on, and he had a sign. It said, "I really would love a job." And I got really emotional about it. And then I just drove off. No,
right?
I couldn't do anything. What could I do? And I'm not going to give in and be like, "Oh, here's $5, buddy," because what if that's a ploy?
Right.
But I hope it's not.
But that suspicion, we all have it.
I know, I hate that.
I know.
But you see these like young people that are homeless, and then behind their homeless sign, they're like flipping on their iPhone. Yeah. I've seen it so many times. Yeah. Texting their friend.
It truly, I'm so, I'm just going to start this off by saying I'm so ignorant of so much, and especially like just what you're actually feeling, and like, LA's a city that people flock to, and it's hard, you're living out of your car and everything, but I have read, a lot of people that's their community then. Mm-hmm. Being homeless is a community, and sometimes that's easier, and like, don't we all as humans just naturally go to the easier choice versus like having to really like focus. I think like drug addiction and everything and mental illness is such a different thing, and that truly like you do need outside help, but a lot of the times then you just kind of like
easy way out. And if you're not practiced to know the benefits of taking on the challenge, then you're not going to take on the challenge. Yeah. But just like you said, I don't know if I can relate this, but like something like working out, it's good for your overall health. Yeah. And you will feel better once you finish, and sometimes during and sometimes before. Not all the time before. Yeah.
Not always after.
But if it's once you finish the workout, you'll be in a better state no matter what. Even if you're not like, oh, I feel the best, but you just will be in this better state. Like your physical body and brains and all the neurons, they're just like, thanks. That was
accomplished something.
Yeah. So no matter what, that will carry over in some way. So if you practice facing challenges, then you when a challenge arises, it's almost like it just turns into the opportunity. You're like, oh shit, this is my brain or my physiology says this is worth it. Just do it.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing.
Yeah. I'm so sorry to bring up another podcaster, but
do it.
Joe Rogan always talks about how he thinks as humans, like we should be challenged, right? Yeah. And like just sitting at home watching TV, that makes you depressed versus like running hills, like every day, like challenging yourself to do something further, like just I think we've evolved to need challenge, like
because we used to always have challenging situations.
You wouldn't be able to eat for, days, and you'd have to go find your food. Like we are meant to be challenged. And so,
that's a great point.
I think
dinosaurs were chasing them or something. No, I don't know about really if that happened or if,
I know. We need to go look at our history timeline millions and millions of years ago.
Let's watch that YouTube video.
Or Netflix. Turn on some.
Yeah, let's just end this and just watch a movie.
I'm so down. Yeah, let's just sit around and do nothing today. Great. Speaking of that.
Yeah. No, but that's great, I like that.
Sorry, I feel like I totally took us off on a tangent.
No, it's good. It's all good. What if there's a guy like watering his something over there? What if I just stop the podcast and I start screaming like a crazy person? Shut the hell up. What would you think of me?
You know, I don't judge.
You just be nice and then leave and never talk to me. Okay.
Yeah,
I get it. That's
essentially.
probably a smart way.
Be like, but like at the same time, I understand. He's trying to water his plants, and we're like,
No,
hey,
yo,
we have something important to do.
We are the important people talking.
Here we are talking about like wanting to help people. We're like, excuse me, this is about us right now? God, do people not get that?
That's funny. You know, I finished reading The Art of Learning, and I loved the guy in there. He was talking about using like distractions, like this guy's watering his lawn, and it doesn't really bother me actually, but that's practice, because before I would be like, oh, this should be not like this. Why is this guy doing this? I'm doing this, but just him doing that's just the best practice to have. And the guy in the book, Josh Waitzkin, he's the writer, and he in the part of the book he's like, right now I'm writing this, and there's a gardener outside my house, kind of right, and it's annoying me, and I just got up and shut the window because I didn't want to hear it. But then I remembered, oh wait, I like to practice challenges, or I like to practice distractions and being patient. And so I got my ass back up, opened the window, and then I just kept writing, Yeah. And that will help for the next time. The next time you won't even probably shut the window,
Right,
so
right.
It's a muscle.
It's totally a muscle. Even like sitting in traffic here. It's so easy to like go to road rage.
You can go crazy, or you can listen to podcasts and grow.
Exactly. Take a deep breath and like understand that life is never going to go the way you expect it or want it to.
So be excited about that.
Yeah. Isn't there just such joy in the unexpected?
Hey, recently, what was the last thing you were working on?
I did a TV show called Cobra Kai, which recently came out.
Totally. I binge watched it.
Yes!
You remember I sent you the message. I told Annalisa, hey, I watched episodes 1 and 2. I loved it. I don't know if I'm ready to do YouTube Red yet because I have like these other accounts I shouldn't be spending my money on watching.
But that free trial.
And then I did the free trial and I watched all of them. And now I'm probably going to forget about it and get charged.
Everyone, go watch it. I feel like I need to plug it.
Yeah.
Go watch Cobra Kai.
It was so fun. If you're a Karate Kid fan or you're not, you will love it, I think. I mean, it was so fun.
And truly, the writers are brilliant. I mean, they spoke to the nostalgia that everyone has for the Karate Kid, because, I mean, people grew up with it. You go to third world countries, like they know the Karate Kid. They know Sweep the Leg, Yeah. And so they were able to bring in this nostalgia with a whole new set of characters, and really like the response has been amazing about how it speaks to people of all ages, which is kind of unusual.
And they kept the essence of the Karate Kid. They didn't disasterize it, like a lot of movies that come out, or a lot of series, they reboot shit.
It's like every time you read, right, like Deadline or something, that someone's remaking something, don't you get like, oh great.
Well, I get a little perturbed because I'm like, great, I can't be involved, or I'm not involved. Because then I get a little jealous. I'm like, damn it, I loved that show. If I can be involved, maybe I won't screw it up like some people do,
If anyone remakes Lord of the Rings or Amazon, Lord of the Rings, put me in it.
Damn, it's been a while now since Lord of the Rings.
But they're making the TV show.
I don't know about that. No,
Amazon bought the rights for like a crazy amount of money.
Wow.
And they're just like writing scripts and everything.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
We should bombard them. Who would I play? And who would you play? Like,
who would I tell?
Wait, no, who would you play? What would you play?
Oh,
the elf? You'd have to be some kind of elf.
Yeah, and there aren't many female characters in the original. The original 3 movies.
You would have to play the elf.
I'd have to play an elf.
What was her name again?
Yeah, Galadriel.
Today, Junior. What's that from? Adam Sandler. That movie. It's an old. No, it's pretty old.
Shoot.
Billy Madison. Have you ever seen it?
I've never seen Billy Madison.
It's worth a watch.
But I know that quote. Today, Junior. Isn't that everyone says that?
Yeah.
Certain references.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's from, but I say it anyway because it's something.
Exactly.
But yeah, so.
Wait, who would I play if you're gonna play the?
Oh yeah.
I mean.
Do you want to play a wizard?
No, I'm too young for a wizard.
Yeah, you're way too young for a wizard.
Unless I'm I'm a wizard that doesn't age.
Oh.
Okay, I could go for that.
Yeah. I feel like you could be an elf too.
Yeah. Oh, I should play that the awesome elf, the guy. What was the guy's name?
Legolas.
Yes,
Of course.
Okay, all
Can you
right.
put the long hair on?
Yeah, for
so
sure.
if people can't
I'll
see,
start
so
growing it now.
Tony recently shaved his head. So like we really are gonna need a wig for this,
Yeah.
unless like it's a few months down the line.
We should do a Lord of the Rings skit. That'd be funny, like a humorous skit.
Yeah, like a sketch.
But but we would have to put in a little money for the budget cost of the uniforms,
Costumes,
yeah, because that would sell it.
makeup.
You can't
unless
unless it's so funny bad, like a B movie or a B skit. That could work too.
Also, though, I read the books. That was like the first, like when I was young. I respect it
great.
so much that like I couldn't make a BB bad one.
Okay.
It'd have to be funny enough, but like good funny.
Okay, I like that.
You know, like I don't want to put something on the internet that's like horrible.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, people have to be in love or laughing with it. That's what I say.
Exactly. So we'll work on that.
Interesting.
Yeah, until we get our roles.
Yeah. Or we'll submit that for the roles.
Great.
You know, we're like, hey,
great.
we did something you didn't ask for and submitted it to you.
Add it to our demo reels. They'll be like, oh, like everybody else.
Yeah. Solicitation.
Did you ever, like when you were young, try to find, I don't know, emails or try to connect to like bigger people? Like,
So hard.
I want to be an actress. Can you put me in this?
You did that? Any
Percy.
responses?
Do you remember Percy Jackson?
It sounds familiar.
I love reading, and so I like
Good.
read a lot of books. And then the movie came out, and the girl was not blonde. And I was like, who do I contact to tell them that I have to be in it? I have to be.
That's
I'm blonde.
great.
I'm the right age. Whatever. So if you remake that, anybody as well.
That's a good passion, to be passionate.
Right?
Well.
I think so too. Passion, and also like fellow passionate people are so fun and interesting to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, like you're so
Yeah.
passionate about stuff, and it like reads.
Thank you. This is all an act. I'm just an actor with no passion except... Okay, I don't know.
Aren't we all? It's all a facade.
Yeah.
None of this is real, everybody.
Yeah, this is Hollywood. Yeah. I feel...
Unfake it till you make it? Yeah, we're so fake, guys.
Yeah, I know. I really want people to start using the unfake it, man. Come on. Like, I'm trying to coin it.
Ooh,
I don't
I'm
know.
down.
I feel like the new kids on the block could maybe add that.
Yeah, maybe somehow like if I'm in season 2, knock on wood, you know, I'll try to like add it as a line or something.
and you
like,
get fired, and then you show up, or I'm in a coffee
I come
shop
back
and
on
you're
the
staring at
podcast.
me. I'm like,
yeah. Everyone, Tony is not who he says he is. Ruined my career.
that's pretty funny, but not if that really happened.
Right.
That's
yeah.
what makes things funny usually when they don't happen. Because like me getting hit by a car, it's kind of funny in thought. I mean, I was just talking about it yesterday. I was like, what if I went around? Because I was switching with my DP friend. We were switching like roles in the driving because we were driving to Carpinteria, and I was like, oh, I'll drive there in the day. Let's switch positions. We'd pull over, and I was just imagining if on my switch I just got obliterated.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it was funny at the time, and then if it happened, it wouldn't be. I think.
Yeah, well, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
It'd maybe be funny to us because you told us that story.
Yeah,
It's like
and
we'd
then
all
if-
like be giggling, crying at your
Yeah,
funeral.
I want giggle cries. I don't want crying funerals, man. I need to plan mine right.
Yeah.
Never too
set,
early.
Like set in stone. Do you have a will? Have you written a will?
I
ever?
actually did when I was 23,
Oh,
but
good for you.
I don't even know where it went. It was a handwritten one. I didn't get it notarized, but I was
Right.
talking to my friend recently. We should
Yeah.
write wills.
Why
you know?
though?
Because I want
I guess you just want to make sure that what you
I don't,
want-
the little things that I have go to the right people.
Yeah.
but there's also a cool thing about it because it's a reminder. Like we're gonna hopefully pass to another place that's better.
Yeah.
We're definitely passing, but
Yeah.
and it's kind of that reminder. Oh, cool! And then imagine after writing your will, like what you probably are gonna do. Like, let's have fun or let's live. Let's celebrate. We should have a will writing party. I'll invite you.
Down.
Okay.
Well, we need like a fun name for it, you know, so
Yeah.
people come.
Okay.
Let's all write our wills together.
Yeah.
Let's
We're
talk
all
and
dying
ruminate
soon.
on death.
How about we're all dying soon as the
but
title? No, just
truly,
kidding.
yeah, we're all dying soon.
I'll let you do the title. You'll be more fun and happy.
I'm not. I need to work on that creativity of the title. But like truly, we don't have a lot of time on this earth.
Yeah.
I just another girl who I know just like found out she has stage 4 cancer, and she's so young, and it just so puts your life into perspective. You're like, wow, I'm wasting my time. I need to just like now is the day. Today is the day.
Do you know that's the title of my script?
Are you serious?
Today is the day.
Wait, which one is this?
I haven't filmed it yet, but it's one I've worked on and off. Oh no, I finished it in 2016, and then I went to
Yeah.
the Philippines in 2017. But I didn't. I have like 8 drafts, and I
Yeah.
kind of broke it apart right before I went to the Philippines. It's very personal, and when I went to the Philippines, I was like, I'm not going to put it back together until I come back. So now that I'm back, I'm actually I see a therapist and once a week, and it's
Shouldn't
been
we all?
amazing. Yeah, we should try that if we can.
Seriously.
And it's been like a couple years, and some, getting through life, some of that stuff. But actually, it really developed into a relationship, kind of a working relationship, where I would bring in my ideas about films and about like how I can
That's awesome.
open my business, get it stronger. And she's been so helpful, very amazing woman. And we just read my whole script this last month, and we took notes, and it was so fun.
That's
awesome. Yeah, so
awesome.
I'm excited to dive in and change the notes, and then write a couple extra scenes, and then piece that last part that I broke apart back together.
Right.
Today is the day.
You are in the
And today is
rewriting
the
phase.
day because I'm going to work on it today. I even wrote it down in my notes, my journal. So.
Wait, can you give us a log line?
Yeah.
No one steal this. Can we copyright this?
Oh, it's already copywritten.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, a pessimistic young man falls in love with a girl with a rape history. So that's the quick log line. There's a lot more to it,
Of course.
but yeah, and
Wow.
yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited to read it.
Cool.
Do you have a reading party as well?
Yeah,
You know, where
I
you
know.
just like get
I will
people's
have that
ideas
for sure.
and
that's one of the big goals this year, to get it to the position where I'm happy with the script,
Yeah.
and I know that if I don't make it, but I plan to make it. I really know I could. If for some reason, just didn't happen, I'll be happy because it will be locked and finished.
Yeah.
But like right now, it's just a part of me that I haven't wrapped up.
Yeah.
And you know who said, what's his name? Tarantino.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why. What's his first name?
Quentin.
Yeah, Quentin
Come on.
Tarantino. He once, in an interview I was watching, he said, when I write a script and I finish it, I don't even have to shoot it. Like if I know it's finished and I wrote it, to me that's like my book, that's my thing. And once I get it to that state, that's like my bliss. That's what I love. And then, of course, yeah, you could shoot it. But he's like, if I don't, I truly, and I haven't. He's like, I haven't. Some scripts I've finished and I felt good about it, but I didn't do.
Wow.
So I like to think about it that way, because then if you think about that as a project, then you can do it and finish it and be happy. Because sometimes, realistically, to shoot certain things, let's say, what your idea is, let's say it's the biggest budget in the world, and you can't do it for like $10,000. You may not be able to shoot that. Who knows? But if you can finish it, then you're successful. Like, that's it.
Yeah. And if you can have it for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like the not lying to yourself. It's so
Yeah.
sad.
So.
That's awesome. How many scripts do you think Tarantino has hiding in his
I know.
attic somewhere?
He would be a fun person to hang out with.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
If I see him
Is
in
he
the
truly
coffee-
done filmmaking? Do you believe?
Done? Is that what he
He
said?
said
I
he
don't follow
said
up
this next
anymore.
movie or something. But this
Really?
was a few.
It's so weird. I would question it, because if that's something you need to do and you love to do, why would you ever say this is my last movie?
Yeah.
Unless there's some real reason that like Hollywood gives him the grudge, and he just, I don't know. I mean, maybe he has the grudge against Hollywood or something. Or I get maybe there's something he doesn't want to do, but I feel like I will never retire from anything that I love,
Yeah.
Maybe I won't do it for money or something eventually. That's the idea. That's cool.
Isn't that once you add money to any equation, it suddenly becomes this like corporate gross thing. It's like, even with acting, like I love it so much, but like sometimes when you're, in your like third month of like waking up at like 5:30 a.m. or something, you're like, why am I doing this again?
Wow.
And then you get to set and you're like, oh wait, this is the best place to be. I get to do what I love. And you're like, okay, yeah, life is great. But like there is this like, sometimes just adding money to an equation can change how you feel about it.
Yeah.
And that's why like we really have to work to not ever feel that way.
Yeah. And again, back to that, everything is a muscle. And it's like, that's a practice in itself,
Yeah.
You can't ever just be balanced. You have to just practice being balanced.
Yeah,
So
I know.
in situations when you need it, you'll do better than before.
Yeah. Practice that deep breath when someone's watering their plants.
Yeah. Yes.
True.
Can we talk about auditions? How do you handle
Please.
them? And can you walk us through before and after? Anything that's been resonating well with you this last while? I mean, because you've been doing pretty well, like getting some stuff lined up.
Yeah. Auditions, I used to approach them. I came from theater, right? So theater, you rehearse for weeks, sometimes months, and then you put it up. And it's really like you find the physicality of the character first. You find their voice. And then I came to LA and I started auditioning, and all of a sudden it was like a lot of people, I got the note a lot, you're too big, take it down. And finally, like within the past, I think 2 years, I've started like understanding what that means. but then I lost a little bit of like the preparation work that I used to do. So kind of, and then I've slowly changed that. What I've been doing the last year is really putting in the time. A lot of people say, you know, don't be completely off book or hold your script in your hand, like to show that you can, you know, truly like be worked on. I will always be off book.
Wow.
Always. I will hold the script in my hand a lot of times because I've heard that thing. But
yeah,
one
hand.
Yes,
right?
the
Not
one
two
hand.
hands.
Yeah.
Everybody, one hand.
One hand, everybody. And do not look down on it if you don't have to. But then I've also taken audition classes where if you truly need it, use it.
No problem.
Don't like take forever and like think that you have it and then fumble and try to find the page and are like, don't ever do that.
It's like, do you work well under pressure? I mean, that's part of acting too.
Yeah, it really is. But yeah, I think there's a level, if you get the script, read the script. You know, take notice of when your character is mentioned or what they do. Obviously, this changes for the level, kind of, I think, of audition you're doing. Like a co-star role, like, I didn't get the scripts for stuff. I wouldn't read that, you know? But, like, truly, like, movies and guest stars and stuff, like, I have a good understanding. I always do my research as to, you know, what type of show it is, what the director has done in the past, even with the writer, because CW versus HBO, it's a different type of show, and you have to know and be aware enough. You have to watch enough TV to understand the differences in those. But
that's a great point right there. Yeah, knowing who you're, it's truly you're selling, and you're the product. So
yeah,
it's like, oh shit, they will rather have something like this area. Let me just give them that.
Yeah, and you always have to remember. Everyone says it, but walk into that casting office, like, kind of you have the job. Like, they want you to be the one.
Yeah.
They want to know that you have it. So if you can show them that you can do this and truly just, like, I think one thing, I used to always, like, want to, like, try to portray, like, a fake happiness or something, you know, and be like, hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, just like, I'm in a good mood.
Exactly. And it's like, no, be honest and be truthful, because I do think casting, like, other people can sense and feel desperation.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, for sure.
And so why like know that you are right for this, and at the very least you get to have fun. Yeah. For 3 minutes you get to just like be this crazy character that you would never do the things they do.
That's cool.
But you get to do it.
And then, you know, they're in there 9 to 5, like these casting directors, they're bored because face it, everyone wants to be an actor, meaning there are only like 5% of people that are kind of meant for it or maybe should be considered for it. So they're seeing a lot of crazies. So if your goal is to go in there, have a good time, but also maybe give them a laugh or make them feel something like that they can take home with them. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so too. And truly, like, I think that taking deep breaths before, like, you know, you can use your nerves a lot, but don't let your nerves inhibit you. And that truly, like, focus on the moment. One thing that Lee Kilton Smith, she is an amazing acting teacher and coach, anybody. She always says, look at the other person's eyes. What color is their eye? And all of a sudden, when you're thinking about their eye, and like you have to really say in your mind, just for you all know, Tony has brown eyes. When you have to say that, it like makes you instantly connected to someone. So look at that casting director, and if you're feeling in your head and you're like, I have to do all this stuff, let it go. Feel your feet on the floor. Like, take a breath before.
That's good.
That's something that has helped me.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I notice, like, a lot of times when I'm booking, it's because I'm truly, like, I'm putting in the time, the work. It's funny, when I'm eating right and exercising every day, like, I'm doing, you know, everything just kind of falls.
The rounds work together.
Yeah. And it kind of works. So, and then I do it, and then I absolutely forget about it because...
Good.
You can't.
Do you have things lined up after the audition often so you can just have stuff to go to? Because that's what I learned before. That's a good thing to do. You hear that beautiful bird? Listen. Oh, it's so beautiful. And the breeze.
Guys, this is such a gorgeous spot. If anyone's like, I guess everyone's just listening.
Yeah, we're just,
we're in the middle of nature, and you don't get that a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so back to where, what were you saying?
Do you have something that you do, like, always do after auditions?
So I tell you the truth, my auditions are I don't have as much practice as I should, because through my acting career, mainly I've put myself in front of my own work and my own camera. Because which is what you should all do. Yeah, it's everyone, whether it's going to be forever or not, it's a great thing, good practice. But I always had the need to do that, so I would just do it. And I was early on, like when I was 12 or 13, I would start doing stuff like that. So I already was feeding the bug. So by the time I went, even though I always wanted to work on like larger productions since I was a kid, throughout my life I was feeding the bug, so I wasn't in like the need to go and I need to go on auditions, because that's how I will feed the bug. And sometimes I wonder, I wish I kind of did that for a while, but then I gained a lot of other things.
Of course, yeah.
So now, I don't know, these next couple of years I'm thinking, trying to reach out and do more of like the hustle on auditions, when I can. But I've taken a lot of classes and audition classes and stuff. Mike Pointer's classes. I don't know if you've heard him. He's a commercial coach. Mike Pointer. Oh, cool. It's called Hey I Saw You commercial. And I learned a lot of stuff in there. But
being in class too, right?
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah.
Just because you learn.
But you can't get stuck in class.
Yeah.
Even though, I don't know if I'm the one to even say it, but I've seen people 10 years in an acting class and they're not working and they're just so obsessed with this community. They feel fulfilled in this community. It's just like never leaving your town, ever, and never traveling to find what else is out there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
Again, makes you just really quickly get back to that comfortable spot.
Yeah.
That community of that acting class.
Exactly.
You're comfortable there.
Yeah. So you're not growing. You're not. Yeah. A good acting teacher will like push you out.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you've been in here too long. Get out there.
Try something else. Because I think acting, there's so many types, there's so many techniques. Like, try everything. Yeah. And then kind of adjust from there and take little bits of everything or go a specific method, but always learn.
Anything that you would never advise people to do in an audition, that has anything ever gone really wrong and you're like, oh my God, I will never do that again? Or nothing so much? Nothing
super traumatic, but I would say there was this one time, it still hurts my heart, but it was a producer session. I just got so nervous and everything. And I was like, can I just start again? And I never do that. And I've always heard you should just keep going through. But it was truly, I was like, I need to re-ground myself. So that was something that I was not happy about.
But how did it go? Did you book it?
I didn't book it, but I tested for it.
Oh,
so
cool.
The producer session happened. I thought I messed it up, and then I ended up going and testing for it.
How was the screen test? What is it like for people listening?
It's so different for every job or thing that you do. For this one, the screen test was literally, it was in a smaller room than the producer session, and producer and director session, and there was a lot less people. It was literally casting, the director, and then I think 3 executive producers. And I met one of the girls had already had the role, and met with her, talked with her for a bit, and then we literally went in. It felt like a kind of a normal audition. We went in a small little room. They had the camera set up there, and the 2 of us were in front of the camera, and we just did our scene for them. And it was really, you forget how nice it is to have someone else in an audition.
Yeah. Why don't they always do that? But I know why they don't. But at the same time, if they have someone you can really bounce off
actor,
of, a good actor makes you just.
And there's something about feeling less alone when you're not the only one in front of the camera.
And everyone's like, all right, we're judging you now. Go. Yeah. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're judging to see if you're the right fit.
Yeah, they are. They are. And they're hoping that you can be. You have to always think and remember they're on your side.
Yeah.
Even if the offer's out. And I think that's the hardest part, is knowing when you go into an audition, knowing that they've already offered it to someone, but they just have to show producers other options, so they're bringing you in for that. I'm like, really? Ouch. I want this role so bad, but I know that it's going to a name or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot in that. And then they're like, you're too short or too tall. Yes. It's but everything else is good? It's yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Truly, everybody, that is what you have to remember about auditioning. Go in and do your best work, but understand that 80% of the time, it is not you. 90% of the time, it is not you.
If you're doing your work and you're working hard at being an actor, that it's not you. It's that.
Yeah, you're too blonde. You're too short. You're too tall.
And if you and just like you said, if you just start doing your own things, and let's say you just do one short film, it's a great experience because you'll be the person in charge. Whether you're the producer or writer, you'll get to cast someone and see what we're talking about.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, damn, that person was so good. But I don't see that. That's not who I pictured Jimmy was going to be.
I think that's the best advice. Go do your own stuff. Learn as much as you can. You completely did that.
Yeah.
You have your hands in all these different pots. And
I don't regret any of it, but you have to be warned.
If you
Disclaimer. If you put your head down and do everything, make sure you have some funnel of income coming in for at least for a while, and then maybe start with doing everything on the weekends and getting during the week, maybe have some funnel of income coming in because I didn't do that. It's been a fun, crazy ride, but a lot of tough times.
I don't know about you, but like I have such a hard time because I have so many ideas and I get excited about so many things, and then sometimes because there's so much
involved to do, or so many ideas.
There's so many options and there's so many paths that you could go down that like it's hard to focus it, and so you end up not making like money or something because you're like, I don't know what to do, so I put like a little bit here and a little bit there.
I know what you mean.
I went to college while I was auditioning, and I noticed that I was not able fully, and I was working 2 jobs, and I was not able to give to anything, like enough. I was kind of auditioning, and I was kind of doing school, and I was kind of being with people, and I was kind of working, and like truly doing too much can really suck,
definitely
suck the life out of you.
You have to. Someone said you can want to do like a bunch of things, but they don't have to be at the same time. So you can focus on just hitting acting hard for 2 years, and that's it. And then if that's working out and it's kind of going well, then you can add in something, and you can focus on maybe starting to edit your own fun videos for YouTube, something like that. But in that beginning, or when you're really wanting to get something, just stay on that one thing. But it's good to get a taste of everything, but you can't dwell on everything at the same time, or you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
But
our advice is so cut. Like
I know.
At some point we're like, try everything.
Be an actor, go on as many distances as you can, but actually forget that. Travel the world and make your own videos by yourself. In a room. While
do what works for you.
While watching people in the coffee house.
Of course. We're always going to bring it back to that.
Okay, the last Cobra Kai question.
Please ask. I'm so sorry.
I haven't asked many of them.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't ask me.
Okay.
I go off on too many tangents.
In Cobra Kai, one of the episodes, one of the tough girl gave you a wedgie.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, sorry.
You guys, if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Go watch it, but you'll know what I'm talking about. I just want to know, what was your experience? Did it actually, did you like say, fuck it, let's just have her pull it, it'll hurt, I'm going to go with it? Or how did you guys rig that up?
Well, as actors, right, they take care of you so much. So I don't think there was ever this idea that it would be like
painful,
an actual like anything.
Okay.
But I read the script and I was like, great. How are they going to do this? What is this going to be?
Really?
Like, it's funny in the read through, but you're also like, okay. No, but it was great. They had a body double actually for me. They brought in a body double.
Oh.
Yeah. And then it was a harness that they hoisted,
Okay.
and then it was like just like a cut cut underwear, right?
Yeah.
And so the harness was like the one lifting you up. And the body double did the actual they kept her kind of up there for a while so they could get the right shot. But they just a little bit, so my toes were touching the ground, so I did a little bit of it.
Now why?
I want to do my own stunts.
Yeah, why would they bring in a body double for that? Did they just do it, or
they just do it. They don't ask you or anything because it's in your contracts and stuff that no stunts are to be allowed unless with the approval of actor, agents, everybody.
Oh.
And so they have to bring the body double.
Yeah, because I have to do my own stunts.
Yeah,
for sure. I want now. I don't know about this. If you get booked, is that part of do you tell your agent?
It's part of negotiations.
But can you say, hey, tell my agent I want to do most of my stunts, all to my abilities? Okay.
Oh yeah, at least as far as I know, that's
so that would be the way to go. You talk to the agent, and they cool.
Yeah, and I have worked on some things where they want you to do something, and you're like, okay, wait, I have to check with my agents to make sure this is okay. And truly, I think you should, because I think it's just a respectful I'm so lucky that I have a really good relationship with my agents and manager.
Yeah.
But I truly think just a respectful thing to be hey, they want to do this. And even for that stunt, they wanted to use her when I fall to the ground. And I was like, no, it's
oh, good.
Literally
you did it.
a 2-foot drop. Yeah, I can easily fall to the ground. And it's for me as an actor, I love... Yeah. I love being able to actually undergo, if someone's I don't know. I love being able to undergo.
And we should know our limits and not push them too much. I mean, you want to continue working. You don't want to have a sprained ankle. But
yeah, Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Did he break his...
Probably. He's done... That's one thing I'm not going to talk too much about him, but I do... I'm impressed with all his stunts. In The Outsiders, which have you not seen?
No, I haven't seen it.
Go
watch it.
We should gather a bunch of people and watch that sometime.
Yes.
He does a front flip off of this fence. And Patrick Swayze does this other cool thing. Patrick Swayze used to be a gymnast and dancer. Amazing guy. And when Tom Cruise did that, I was just like, yeah, because I do front flips and back flips, and I'm just so want to do that for like amazing films and stuff. That'd be cool.
That'd be so cool. Do you do parkour at all?
Yeah, I definitely do that. I haven't done it for a while, and I'm kind of like, oh, well, I have no one to do it with, which is stupid because I used to do it alone sometimes, but all I have to do is go to Venice Beach and literally go to like the bars and just talk to the people. They all do so many flips and things. So,
have you heard of Tempest?
Yeah, I've been there. That's a great place. Yeah.
I had a friend in high school. No, but I had a few friends in high school.
You should totally go and grab some friends because it's so weird and new. Even if that's not your thing, you can like just climb and walk on the stuff, and it's a fun experience.
Oh, cool.
Tempest is a place for people that love parkour, and you can do some gymnastic moves, and they have it very set up like an adult playground, basically. Mm-hmm.
They put out a really cool YouTube channel too. Go check that out.
Okay.
Yeah, really interesting videos. There's one they do in an abandoned aircraft carrier,
really?
like a huge yard, and it's just like they gathered a huge group of people. This was a few years ago. It was probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, some of these parkour videos, it's insane.
It's amazing.
And you know what? I've seen some like overweight people, and they're doing parkour stuff that I can't do, and I'm amazed. So it's like anyone can do it.
Do you watch American Ninja Warrior at all?
Yeah, I wanted to be on that show.
Yeah.
And I have other things I'm doing. So I didn't prioritize like me trying to train for it, submit to it to get on it. But I would feel amazing to be on that show or to give that a try. I just want to play on the course. That's what I want.
Right?
To do.
It looks so fun.
That's what I want in my backyard one day. Something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Truly, like what the human body is capable of is incredible. Like push our limits.
Yes.
Isn't it crazy too? Like these 100-mile races now that people do, like the ultra marathons, and it's like that story.
That is pushing the limits.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And they go for like days at a time, 100 miles.
And they're losing sleep and stuff.
Yeah.
See, I'm okay. I don't know if the word is I'm impartial to that.
You don't want to struggle?
Like,
what are you doing?
I know. But it's like I'm all about really treating your body like this. What do they say? The body is
temple?
Yeah. Like really. That's funny for some reason. But the body is your temple, and it's true. I don't know. Give it the fuel it needs. I mean, 85-90% of the time, treat it like that. And when like I'm a struggling dude, like I will go climb crazy mountains, fall, throw myself off roofs. But when it comes to like sleep deprivation, I stopped doing that some years ago because I used to stay up so late and I'd be like writing songs, editing, like and barely getting sleep. And I stopped that. And I'm like trying to just get my 7 to 8 hours of sleep. It's very important. I don't know, and it shows, and you feel it. So,
yeah, it makes you more energetic or stuff for life too. Yeah. You can get stuff done if you sleep.
Yeah.
If you eat right, whatever,
But then there is something about, I mean, if you're young, stay up till 4 a.m. and write shit for a while. It's great, and read stuff and get excited and just a little later, make sure you get into a nice like. Oh, it's midnight. I really want to keep researching, or I really want to keep writing, but I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna be more refreshed in the morning, and I'm gonna continue better than now. Because I'm really guilty of like hours on end. I'm like researching or I'm editing, and I'm like, no, I have to finish before I go to sleep, because then I'll be successful. I'm like say that shit, and a lot of crazy stuff I tell myself, and then nowadays I'm like, I will make it better if I actually sleep and do it tomorrow.
Right. But I do think too. Like being young and like staying up till 4 a.m. sometimes, having those experiences.
Yeah, they're worth it.
Yeah,
too.
I think sometimes I like can be too responsible, and I'm like, yo, slow down, have some fun. You're young, like enjoy life.
Yeah, that's true.
Like okay, let's be a little irresponsible for a little bit.
After you wrapped a movie or a show, do you have any anxiety, or before or after, and like what is it like? How do you deal with that?
Yeah. I think one of the best feelings, this is so dumb, but like happiness is comes out of the weirdest times, right? So one of the best feelings is getting that call that you book something. Because, as an actor, you try so hard. And then I'm sure as like you work more and more and whatever, it isn't as big a thing, but it's still so exciting to get that phone call, no matter what comes next.
Yeah.
So before, you're just so excited for the project. And then there's this thing that people do on sets because it's so sad, but it's so transitory, right? You're working a month to 4 months at a time. I mean, if you can hope for years,
even sometimes 2-day jobs,
2-day jobs,
and you're lucky to get those.
Yeah. And then everyone's question when you are nearing the end to each other, whether you're an actor or a grip or the DP.
Yeah.
Is what are you working on next? Do you have anything lined up? And so it's always a stressful question. But that's why, like, you have to kind of have your other things that you can, you know, even if you're like, can't say for sure that you have an acting job, you can say, oh, I'm working on creating this project that you've written, and like truly, if you're truly creating it, say it.
Yeah.
If you're not doing it, don't like
do
lie. But yeah, within the past year or so, I've been pretty fortunate in kind of having consistent things like lined up. I did a TV show that is not going to air, which is really disappointing.
Can you speak about that a little?
Yeah, I did a show called Heathers.
That's not airing?
As of right now, Paramount Network scrapped it. They're
Are
selling
you
it
kidding
around.
me?
Yeah.
Because I remember you told me you were in that, and I've seen the trailer, and it's a pretty unique idea, and it's from
Very
that
interesting.
it's from it was an old movie, right?
Yeah.
Christian Slater or something.
1986, I think.
Which I don't
movie.
think I saw it.
Winona Ryder.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I need to check that out.
You should watch it. It's a classic.
Yeah, it looks
classic
like it.
80s, like high school with the absolute twist.
Yeah,
it's very different.
So why would they?
Yeah.
Is it because of like politics stuff? Or?
Yeah, it came out and people just didn't get it. It's meant to be a satire and it's meant to make a commentary on these things. And I think the way it was marketed, people didn't understand that. They either they hadn't seen the old one or they didn't. I don't truly
weird.
understand, but it just didn't. They released the pilot kind of online to a few little people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you could find it if you went online, but the premiere date was in March. And then the show deals with issues like school shootings and just stuff that really, like, our political climate right now is so far from, you know. And when the show was conceived, yeah, it was just a different time. And so now releasing it.
But what I don't understand is, I thought now we can make more movies and more TV shows with anything we want than before. Like the older days was a lot more. What's that word? Banned and oh, you can't do that. Nope.
I know.
But now we're going back into that phase, I think.
Yeah.
But what's weird, if they made Heathers as a remake movie, that could fly. They could just release it.
Yeah.
Well, because it's a TV show, maybe because it's like, oh, weekly, people can't handle that. I mean, what are they thinking?
I know. And I think, too, the network, it's a newer network. So if people don't know, Spike TV rebranded to be Paramount Network.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so they have a few really good shows out
sound
there.
As good. Paramount Network.
I know.
It's weird.
There's kind of that name.
Paramount. Okay, it should just be called Paramount.
Yeah, I know.
Like Paramount TV.
Paramount TV.
Paramount Network.
I know.
I
I don't understand
Change
it.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Should we tell someone?
Yeah,
should I go tell someone?
We should write an email.
Go over to Viacom and be like, hey, by the way, your TV channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. But speaking to that job, even though it's not released, really quickly going back to the other question. See, I'm bringing it all around.
It's good.
I'm good. I'm
like
learning. Yeah, luckily I booked Cobra Kai right as that was finishing.
Heathers.
Yeah, right as Heathers was finishing.
Heathers. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Heathers.
That's
And
good.
So you
so
always
that felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always hope that that's
Now, how many
happening
episodes
again.
were you in Heathers?
I was, I think, 7.
Damn. So you guys went to town. You worked. You did the thing.
Yeah.
You had a great time, and then
Amazing people too.
Now, where could it go? Can it go somewhere else? I mean, can it be just on the internet one day? Can it be on Netflix? You think? What do you think?
They in the article they released, we kind of have an inside with the leads. Like the leads are kind of like I was a recurring just co-star, and my role increases as it gets bigger. But apparently it's being sold around to a few networks are interested, and they also finished the writers' room for season 2, and I mean these writers are brilliant. Like it's going to be an anthology, or it was going to be an anthology series, and like there was rumors that the next season was going to be set in like 1700s France, like Marie Antoinette style, but like the same idea of how like people overthrow bullies and dictators and everything. Right? Does that sound fascinating?
Interesting.
And the writing, it's genius. It's genius. But so hopefully someone will pick that up.
Yeah, I would like to see that. At least
Pick
check
that up,
it
yo.
out. Damn.
If anyone's listening. Make that season 2.
Okay, you have any advice for young girls that want to get into acting? They're just starting out, and how can their parents be supportive?
I think truly don't ever dampen anything that a kid wants to do. You know, there's so many people that are Like, from the minute their kid says, I want to be this, they're like, oh no, that's not going to make you money. That's not going to do this. And growing up and you have that reinforced, then you truly believe that you can never be creative. You can never do this, right? And it kind of like, you will find, I don't know, but I assume that you'll find yourself in your 40s and you'll just be, all of a sudden you're making this money and you're like, why do I not feel fulfilled? Like, I think art truly fulfills us. And so I would say just like encourage your kids' dreams. My parents were great. They were encouraging, but they also like pushed me. They were like, you have to go to college. We need you to go to a 4-year university if you want to do this acting thing. And I was like, okay. Like, if the deal is that you will support me, I can do this for you. And I think they always thought that I would change my path. I think they always like secretly hoped, but they never told me that. And that's so, good. Yeah, I was really thankful for my parents. And advice, just truly, it's so cliche, but like, do follow your dreams, because you'll find, what's that quote? Shoot for the moon and you'll land among stars.
Yeah, you go to that destination or go towards that destination and you'll find something.
Yeah. What about you? What were your parents like?
My mom, yeah, she's always been supportive of anything I did. And I'll just leave it at that. Right. My dad is an actor, and I think because he's had so much experience in that world, he tried, I think, to like save me and not have me get into the world. Because I just remember being in high school, and I wanted to be a filmmaker since I was like 14, but when I was earlier than that, like I was like 10, I wanted to make a movie. I didn't know what it really was to be a filmmaker. But when I was 16, I'm like, oh, I was in film class in my high school. I was so fortunate. And great producer, Kevin Kelly, he used to do like Disney stuff, and he was teaching the class. And I was like, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. Like, I knew it. Yeah. And then I started guitar, and I said the same thing with music. But then my dad was like, you got to go to college, as a backup plan. And he'd always say that word, as a backup plan, implying that there's that possibility to like fail, Yeah. But what if you can't fail? Would be better if he would have said that.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop me, I still went to college for like 6 years. I got really into it and loved it, and just like, but at the same time, sometimes I do think, and this is the habit I'm trying not to get into, but it's like, well, what if I just became a PA when I was 18, like my teacher told me I could if I wanted. My teacher, he's like, in high school, he said, if you want to be a really successful filmmaker, you don't have to go to college. Just be a PA and get head down and be strong and do what you want to do. Yeah. And then I just went to college, and I just made some short films throughout that, and then I fell in love with music, though, and that's why it worked out. Like, I just studied music for like 3 years intensely while still doing short films.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that was amazing. Yeah. But I think parents to support their children, I liked what you said. Just when they say something like, oh, I like doing that, don't disregard it. See what happens. Let them figure it out. Let them decide they don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People have enough naysayers in their life that they don't need it from their own family.
Yeah.
And I know that fear is like what makes a lot of parents, fear for their kids.
And parents out there listening, look, you weren't trained to be a parent, and you have to know that. And so many people are just somehow they become parents, right? They weren't ready, but you hear this, you can do something. You can change that.
Yeah.
Get ready now. I don't know.
Do some research on parenting.
Yeah, I think we should have a test to be a parent. You need to pass a test.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I know we can't really implement that without being a dictatorship, but what if that was the only? What if we had a dictatorship? But that was the only thing that changed in America. The only thing that changed was you have to have a license to have a kid, and somehow they could implement that. I wouldn't have any qualms.
No, I don't think I would either. Yeah. Because then, kids are our future, right?
Yeah, and you can make it passable. Like most people can passable. They just have to work for it.
Yeah.
You should. Yeah. It's like anything.
It's like a test.
Yes.
Just make a little test. God. A little research. You know what you're doing,
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
I don't understand how people don't have any training, and then all of a sudden they have this crying baby. It's like
nuts. And it's so overwhelming that then it's hard, I think, for them to really do. They want the best for the kids usually, but it's hard to maybe get into that mode of training themselves and practicing the muscle to be the best for the kid because they have to deal with the kid.
Yeah.
If they did it before the kid, then maybe it would be easier. The muscle's already built in.
Right.
It's like, here's a mountain climate. I haven't worked out ever.
Yeah. How do we talk to the government? Hey, maybe not this administration. Try something else.
Okay. Okay, I'll write a dictatorship movie about that.
Great.
That'd be great. Or a short film's more doable right now.
Have you seen that movie? What is it? Idiocracy?
Oh yeah, I've seen it several times.
Genius,
it's the
right?
Best. I saw it live in a screening about a month ago.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I feel like that movie just within the past 2 years has become so
reality.
Yes.
It's like, so messed up.
So maybe we should show that to everybody and be like, hey, by the way,
It's so many people have
It's part
seen
of the
it.
test.
I know, yeah. And we asked them about the movie, and we're like, if this is like this, would it be like that in the movie? In reality? Mm-hmm. That'd be a good test. If they get it wrong, I don't know. We should write the test.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Let's use
it's
the
like
rest
with
of
our Amazon idea. Let's just try to like put it out into the world and hope that someone hears it and like learns, you know?
Yeah.
It happens though.
It does.
Peter
Put
Jackson,
shit out there.
yeah. He
Wait.
saw a short film that Neil Blomkamp, who directed District 9. He made a little short film, and randomly Peter Jackson saw it, and then he was able to do District 9.
Damn.
So
I didn't know
people,
about that.
it
That's
can
cool.
happen.
Yeah, put your shit out there.
Yeah.
Just for fun. And then it's like, it's a pat on the back for yourself, you know, whatever.
That's cool.
So we talked about being supported by our parents. What about do you have any mentors or specific people that really, besides your parents, that helped you with your path and your mindset?
Yeah. I have a few people from back home. I hope he listens to this, Jim Graffy. But he like lived in our neighborhood, and I was a part of a youth group growing up, and he was like a big part of that. And not even acting so much as just mindset and just truly like just how to like live your life and in just a meaningful and good way. And you know, I don't know what the statistic is, but I think every kid should have like 5 or 6 people that are like kind of role models or mentors. Like I've heard that somewhere, and most people don't.
Yeah.
Right? At all.
Yeah,
like,
they look up their parents, and then they have their friends the same age. It's different.
And sometimes if their home life isn't good, they only have they have culture to look up to. You know, they have and sometimes culture doesn't set the best precedent.
You said
know?
breast.
What did I say? Breast.
Breath.
Guys, words are hard. English is really hard for me sometimes, TBH.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So that was an important person.
Yeah.
In your life.
And then out here, I have one of my college directors who used to be an actor, and now he works at LMU. He directed me in a few shows, and just now we stay in contact, and he is someone else. Just to have people believe in you, you know? And it's
like, how do you get that,
how
too?
do you
find those people? You put yourself in places that you would like to be.
Yes.
And it's going to have to happen somewhere.
Yes. You have to put yourselves out there, guys. Yeah. Be open. Happen.
It's just like making a new friend. If you want more friends, and I've always had like 3 or 4 really close friends, but all the other people I knew, they were acquaintances, and I knew people. But if I wanted to expand and, I don't have a friend that's like a writer or like a this, how do you make that friend? You're not going to make it. Well, I mean, nowadays you can be inside and do internet chats and stuff.
Totally.
I guess.
Have your
but
online
I
friends.
still think that just a lot of times that will just stay like that. It's not when people sometimes they don't even meet up. They've known each other for years. They don't meet up. That's the truth. So you need to go out there and hang out where you want to hang out and talk to someone, because in the end, both people want more connections, I think.
Yeah. And trust me, it's probably going to hurt.
Yeah.
Like you feel, I know for myself, I feel so
retarded.
awkward,
Yeah,
and I
you're
start
gonna
to
feel
overthink.
retarded.
Totally. But the truth is, like, that other person that you just like went up and talked to, they're probably so thankful that you just like said hi or
like, no one
joined
does
the conversation.
That. This is cool.
Yeah.
They're gonna like you.
Yeah.
And if they don't, that means do it to the other person, another person. Someone's eventually gonna like you.
Exactly. Just
even
keep
the
trying.
idiots and the worst people in the world, someone likes them. They happen to be another idiot, probably.
Yeah.
But who you're not them, most likely, if you're tuning in. But
just try to meet someone new every day.
That's
hard
a big
to do.
ass challenge, though.
Okay, fine. Every week?
Yeah, every week for sure. But that's still big. I would say definitely once a month. If you have 12 new friends at the end of the year, and then at the end you kind of can deduce like, okay, I feel like these 2 people I'm gonna be hanging out with and seeing. The other people, like they were great, but you can pay attention to the people that you connect with more.
Right. One thing that helped me, I read somewhere that you should like interact with, like you're getting your coffee at Starbucks. Ask a simple question like, how's your day going? Or like they're always like, how are you? And you're like, good, how are you? And it means nothing.
Yeah.
But actually ask that question, listen.
And follow up.
Yeah. And then you like have instantly, it changes, like if you were, I don't know, in a whatever mood, it changes your mood. And it makes you like just get more and more comfortable with talking to strangers. And like you interact with people all day. Like might as well make those interactions something meaningful to both of you.
Yeah, and it lightens up their day. If they're in a job that maybe they don't want to be at too long, so they're suffering through it or whatever.
Yeah.
Then
and sometimes they don't want to talk, and that's fine
sometimes
too.
they don't want to talk, and you could respect that. But but then I could also, for me, when I feel like they don't want to talk, sometimes if I'm in the mood, I'm like,
You push them anyway.
my challenge is to see if I can get them to laugh.
Okay, I have to admit though, do you ever like sit in Ubers or something and they're trying to talk to you, and sometimes you like you want to be nice and respectful and you want to hear about their lives, but you're like,
I just don't have.
I can't right now. I'm
that's
sorry.
Funny. What a good thing is you could put on earphones.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Look, I've done Uber work and Lyft work, like as the driver myself, and you can. It's kind of nice if you get in the car, and I had people do this to me. Yeah. They're like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm gonna be on my earphones just to like let you know in case you know." Yeah. You could let them know I'm gonna be on my earphones. Like, thanks for picking me up.
Yeah.
You know, because that's respectful. But the earphone thing might be good. They look back. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, they're like, so
true.
Tell me something fun. I'm bored. You know?
And it's like I want to help them, but I want to give them.
But this is your personal space in a way. You're like, all right, I'm taking a break from out there. You were outside. You want a break. Now there's another person in the car with you.
That's why I want to live. I so want to live in New York for a little bit, or just some big metropolitan where like you don't have to rely on your car and you're constantly like with people, but like not with people.
Yeah. You're amongst people. You have the energy. Yeah. Even if you don't talk to anyone, there's all this energy.
Yeah. Versus being so alone, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to interact with anybody more, even though I haven't interacted with anybody.
Yeah.
It's weird. Always strange. Sorry, what was the question?
The question was not a question,
Great.
Or was it? But you know what? I do have a question back to performance.
Yes, please. I love talking acting.
Cool. When you're you already booked something, and actors are ready. People are saying, have they been still on the bigger sets, like the TV shows you've been working on? Do you hear them say, pictures up?
Oh, yeah.
Or they still say that?
Oh, 100%.
Because I mean, I've done that, and I've learned from like one of my veteran friends just over the years. We always say that on set, but I haven't worked on like TV shows many these days.
They pretty much... Cobra Kai was different because it was a little different. It was YouTube Red.
So did it seem like newer filmmakers were involved with that, or did they have some veterans?
Actually,
as well?
no, mostly veterans.
Okay.
But it didn't feel. Heather's had a really high budget for a TV show, and so coming straight off of that, you could. There was just a budget difference, and then it filmed in Atlanta actually, so there was just. Atlanta's super fun, and it was just a different city, so you could feel that as well.
It's interesting that Atlanta is like the next LA kind of thing, right? Isn't it?
Totally.
For shooting.
But Atlanta is a city that feels like it's on the verge. Everyone there is getting into creativity. Everyone there is like slowly learning about filmmaking and wanting to. I talked to a lot of people that Cobra Kai was their first job, and like a lot of it was interesting. A lot of like our drivers would be like mothers or something who like their kids have just gone off to school or college or something, and they're like they need to start working, so they like start with the film industry.
Wow.
And that it definitely, besides the main crew, I think some of the outer people they felt a little bit newer. So speaking to what you were saying, but the main like DP, first AD, like UPM, all of them kind of knew what they were doing.
And Ralph Macchio, you liked him. He's great.
Such a sweet guy. He's like a dad. Like he has his kids and he's so sweet and he looks out for you. Like, Mary, who plays Samantha, the main girl, like she plays his daughter, and they truly had a father-daughter type of relationship. Like he would always, and for all of us, he like looked out for us.
Yeah,
Billy
he's a great
too.
guy.
Yeah.
I met him once. I think I told you. Very nice.
Yeah. Wait, tell everybody the story.
It was kind of a story. He was up at my godfather's house, and they did a movie together, and then. I was like, whoa, Ralph Macchio. I love The Karate Kid. I love Outsiders, which he was in. He was in The Outsiders. Yeah. That's why you need to watch it, because it's just awesome. And I was asking him about, like, how old were you when you were in The Karate Kid? And I was a young teenager, and he was like, I was like 25 or something, or I forgot. It was just so funny. And when I realized, like, whoa, he was like 25 when he played a teenager. And it kind of made me think, like, oh, cool, I have, like, time to... I could play a part when I'm older too, and I don't know. It was a fun inspiration. He was an inspiring guy.
Yeah, he is. Both him and Billy. They're so talented too. You can see it's also their entire lives they've lived as being known for those characters.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting they're still recognized to this day. Like Ralph will be in the airport and he's still, before Cobra Kai came out, I mean, like he does other work, but he's just so recognizable still from the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
He reminds me of, do you know who Sal Mineo is? He's like, in Rebel Without a Cause, he was the co-star of James Dean. Oh. And he has that same kind of like, I don't know if he's kind of similar look. And I just remember, like, I feel like Ralph Macchio is like the future Sal Mineo, or like some kind of, what are they, doppelganger from the past.
Right.
Okay, when you're on set, this is what I was going to ask. If once everything's ready to roll and your scene's about to come up, does anything, if you could stop and think about it, does anything go through your head the last moments, like right before showtime?
Yeah.
Do you say anything? Is there a mantra? Is there something you say? Or tell me whatever comes to mind.
I should probably have a mantra. I don't have one.
Whatever's working is fine.
True. I just really make sure I've done my work, and then like right before, you know, you're with your co-star and usually like you're joking or you're having fun or whatever, and then, you know, pictures up, sound, truly just like trying to remember, for me, the moment before. And for me as an actor, I know everyone has their techniques, but I use my imagination for so much, and just being able to think about, like, kind of almost like as an improv, what just happened before the scene started. Because truly filmmaking is just the interesting parts of life. You don't show people brushing their teeth. Like, that's the boring part of life. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but you know, like it's more boring.
I'm going to show you a 1-minute short film on brushing teeth that I will make. No, and you'll maybe you'll be amazed. That'll be a challenge.
Yeah.
Make brushing your teeth amazing.
So when it's like making a sandwich, no one wants to actually make the sandwich or watch making the sandwich. You just have to show the sandwich.
Yeah.
But so that's helpful for me, is like remembering that like each character I play is a true, fully fleshed out character. And so just like connecting with the other person. And that's why I think like meditation work, focus work as an actor is so important, because you have to, I mean, there are 30, 40 people on set, and you have to tune all of that out. You have to tune out the camera that's 2 feet away from your face, and you have to just connect with somebody.
God, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
How did you practice and get good at doing that? I mean, just from doing it, or was there some things before you even had the opportunity that helped you practice? Was it just doing the plays? Was it just, you know? I
think theater was huge.
Yeah.
And I really recommend to anyone, even if you want to be in film and TV, just go be in a play.
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
Yeah, you learn so much. And having to do it time and time again, like, okay, I did it like 5 times this week, and I have to go in and do it 5 more times. Like, that's exhausting.
Yeah,
and I have to cry on stage, right? It's exhausting. But it truly works that muscle, and like every day having a new experience and a fresh experience, it just like, you learn how to do that, and you learn how to focus. And then,
it doesnn't happen usually instantly. It takes some plays. It takes a lot of rehearsals, and that's good.
I think running too, like, you know, walking, like, just be there in that moment, like feel your fingers rubbing together, and that'll bring you back to the present moment. Like really focus on that.
Physiology is important.
So that's kind of how I focus.
That's good. Okay,
that was a great thing on Cobra Kai. The writers are hilarious. They're also the directors of most of them, and just creators. And they would, a lot of the times, I play such a mean girl. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm horrible.
I was a little scared of you.
Hopefully season 2 will have some, like,
I wonder if you'll turn around and you'll be like this girl that just starts to care about people, but she's still like lets the mean bitch out too, and she's like fighting it.
I just want to go into like why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
Why is Yasmine such a mean girl?
Yeah.
But the writers let us improvise sometimes, and that was so fun. Their jokes are great.
Did they say that in the script? Like, feel free to improvise. How did they let that you know that? Do a meeting or what?
You'll be on set. You'll be doing your lines, and then they're like, "Okay, let's try it again. Say what you want."
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like that.
I got to do It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and those guys were awesome at it. They were like,
I watched that episode. That was so funny. Like, literally last week, I was like, "Oh shit, she was on the show. One of my favorite shows."
It was so fun.
Show us your dick.
Yep.
Is that what you said?
Yep. Can I say what it was for everybody?
Yeah.
So I play a sorority girl. It's her birthday. She goes to a bar, and Dee has got her dad, who's a stripper, but she doesn't know it, to be the stripper for these girls' party. So I'm sitting there getting really excited about this stripper, and then I find out it's my dad. as he's rubbing his dick in my face.
Oh my God.
Great comedy,
that was
guys.
So
Go watch
fucked
it.
Up. I was laughing hard. That was good.
So funny. I know. And they like let us. I don't know if
did
any of our
his
top
junk
lines-
like actually press against your face?
Yeah. But they're so respectful. Like everyone is so
That's good.
careful and so like,
Yeah.
is this okay? Like,
That's good.
Like, let's make sure. Like, I just have to emphasize the respectfulness of everybody.
That's good. Yeah. No, I mean, if it's a role, you know.
Would you
whatever
do
want.
nudity for a role? So I
It
feel like-
depends. It would have to just make sense for the story.
Yeah.
And the story to have to like. You know,
Yeah,
I
totally.
personally wouldn't do any script. I wouldn't act in any script I don't like.
Yeah.
Even if, I mean, I hate to say it, it's like, oh, they'll pay me money and I'll do it, but I really wouldn't, especially right now.
Yeah.
Like
Don't sell yourself out.
Yeah. You know, and if I'm a DP, like director of photography, if there's a script that I'm not in love with or something, but I have the opportunity, and I haven't shot a feature as a
Yeah.
DP, but I would love to because I love cameras and I love lighting and all that stuff. I would actually take on a script with a small budget that I'm not in love with because it'd give me a chance to like just try to make their shit amazing. But the cool thing about when you're a DP, if you make some bad movies as a DP, as long as you lit them and shot them right, people, for your reel, they're gonna like it probably. Mm-hmm. But if you're an actor or even a director and you do shitty moves, then you're known for it almost. It's like more of a stigma. But camera guys and DPs, like they can do a bunch of shitty B movies and that'll help them get really good and you can even use that in your reel and people won't know that it was a bad movie because usually you're not hearing the talking. There's usually some music with your reel and, you know.
Yeah. And so you're able to practice your craft
Yeah.
versus acting and directing.
Yeah.
You're like so like forefront.
Worried about like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can still, I would advise just make stuff. You don't have to post it if it's bad. And get some people that you trust to see it, see what they say.
I think just make as much as you can. Everyone's first short film, I just had to make a short film. It was horrible.
Oh, yeah, tell us about
It was
that.
horrible. I'm taking a film lab course, which is basically a 12-week truncated film school, right? And it's just like teaching you, you know, we had one day all about cameras and the technicalities of different cameras and everything. One day was all about sound, and then through it all, you make 3 short films. You get to write, like I wrote a little 5-minute short, and truly, what I got out of it is like you just have to put in the work because you have to make that short film every time. Because as much as I'm a perfectionist and I'm like, this has to be great, and then I get too ambitious and I'm like, oh wait, this is so horrible, but I learned so much, and I know that I'm going to take what I learned and my next one is going to be better.
Is this your first time like trying to be a filmmaker, not just a filmmaker as an actor, but like making with all the stuff?
Exactly.
That's
yes.
so cool. That
Yes.
experience, I'm going to vicariously live through you because I've done it before, but it's a long time ago, and I like to see the new things that come about with the
It's
new
so
people.
fun. Yeah.
Cool. So what was the thing you really discovered taking these classes so far? How far are you into it?
We have one more week.
Oh, so you're really
Yeah.
okay. So was
Yeah.
there something that you're like, this is crazy, or like this is what filmmaking's about? Is there any like moments like that? What was it? Would you?
So many.
Yeah.
And so many as an actor too, as you said before, you said this, like being on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
learning all about like truly find your light as an actor. Like
Yeah.
people always say like find your light. If you know how to find your light, you kind of know how to be a good actor. Like you're smart enough to understand that like stepping into the light, even if it doesn't feel right, but you can make it look right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's something as theater, it's all about like the feeling and like trying to have that experience. Sometimes film has to be, it's not yours anymore. It has to be what they need and what they want.
Yeah.
And being on the other side, you realize that like you're just trying to serve the story ultimately. And I just kind of realized about myself, like I love being able to be creative and I love being able to like create something from the ground up. And it's kind of easy. It's so easy. I'm actually like, what's easy? But like being able to say, oh, I could do that if I tried.
Yeah.
I could write a great script if I tried.
Of course.
But this class is great because it gave us deadlines. It made us like I actually had to finish my film and I actually had to like present it and pitch it to a class. I got to DP.
And feel the nervousness about it.
Yeah.
It's not your like field specific. It's so new to you. So it's not like acting. You've gained confidence. You got some experience, but this is so new, but it's still relevant.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great.
And you feel like you're learning so much by, like I'm in the process of, I DP'd this last, DP and co-directed,
awesome.
and I'm in the process of editing it, and I'm using Premiere for the first time, and I'm sure all of you who use it and know it are like, oh, God, like why is she talking about this? But it's so interesting to be able to like know, okay, when an actor blinks, a lot of the times you're going to cut, because you cut on an action, I mean, you're going to cut to the next scene, or the next, piece of information, because movement you cut on. So as an actor, understanding that, okay, I'm in the scene. If I'm saying something, I don't want to blink because I don't want the editor to have a reason to cut away from me.
Yeah,
you know,
and
you
get
have to
that
be aware of
ingrained
that.
with you. So then, and then you're not even going to think about it anymore, and you just start doing these things because you're like, oh, I've edited like actually 7 short films, and I know that this should be like this, so I'm going to just bring that to the stage.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
So
That's
then,
very
and then you
good.
get to set, and if you know all that stuff already, you're going to be invaluable to them. Versus having a first-time actor who, like, when they
it's
say,
like-
can you move an inch to the right, they move like a huge step to the right.
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
like,
I know people, I mean,
whatever.
directors and DPs really appreciate that. Camera assistants, they appreciate stuff like that, you know, like knowing how your marker and knowing where to, how to be. And you definitely, you raise your level of, your caliber of it as an actor, knowing the whole spectrum. You don't have to be an expert in it, but if you love it, do it. But if you just want to know a good amount of it, it'll help so much.
and people can just sense that professionalism.
Yeah,
then.
and passion that you've actually, like, appreciation and and then, you know, I'm telling you, like, the crew members, if they respect you as an actor, they'll work harder for the production.
Yeah.
If they're like, this just girl doesn't know anything about like cameras, or she doesn't even know what this, she just thinks she's pretty, she's gonna act, and that's what it's about. But if they sense, wow, like they totally she knows about this, people will work harder, and you'll work harder, and then together people get the real results they want.
Yeah.
So,
and if you're genuinely curious on set too, people love like just teaching.
Yeah.
Noah, who's one of the camera operators on Cobra Kai, you know, like he was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we shooting on? Like how racking focus, like what does this all mean? And he was amazing and like so excited to like teach as well. So like be curious and be open to everything, I think, when you get to set.
And that probably aids to calming nerves. Let's say you have a really big scene. I mean, I don't care if you've been doing the show for like 2 seasons, but what if this huge scene that's just a different experience, you have to commit so much into it. If you're like friendly with some of the people and you learn some tips about cameras, like you just feel probably more at home and more relaxed. And then when that scene comes up, you just go into it because you know this is what I'm here for. I'm here for them. They're here for me. We're all here for each other.
Yeah. And it
So-
makes work such a family.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the I think that's the worst part about acting. No, there are other worse parts, but like you make such deep relationships and you have such a good experience, especially on movies or something. You have that month where you are living and eating with crew and cast and you get so close, and then it's like your family that you've made. You have to move on to the next thing. It's learning about that. That's part of it too.
It's interesting. It's like summer camp, like hyper summer camp, and then next summer camp.
That's what everyone calls it.
Yeah.
Summer camp.
I really, I love that idea. It's cool.
Yeah. The fact that we get to do it, even a little bit.
Hell yeah.
That's why we're really blessed. And
Can you talk about
hashtag blessed. I'm sorry, guys.
Can you talk about like the hard times when you're overwhelmed with like the career? Maybe this is your ideal career path where you're heading, and just the work you're doing, and you're getting the side jobs. You know, I know you've had some side jobs to hustle in between, and that's admirable. That's great. Then you get overwhelmed. You know, you're like, damn, what am I doing? Or am I doing this right? Am I on the right path? How do you deal with being overwhelmed?
Yeah. It's really easy to get that way, especially getting close to things and then not getting them. You know, like if I get really close to something, like one audition, whatever, but if you get close to the project, you sign, I mean, when you test for something, you sign your deal.
Damn.
They tell you what you're going to get. And so I always let myself have one day. I get one day to be sad and be disappointed with it, because otherwise this is one thing that I've done in my life is I try to like suppress emotion. And like, I used to think that crying was weak, and I was like, you don't need to be vulnerable. You don't need to show that, but be tough. And that's not the true way to like deal with stuff. And then it like gets stored as trauma in your body, and like other issues come up. So I let myself that day to be sad. And then I really have been focusing on finding like my community and my life outside of acting. I want to I do have a life that I'm excited about. So when I'm not working, I'm excited to go hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to be able to like go sit in that coffee shop or go on a hike. Like you have to get excited about things other than working, because this career, as you know, is so in whatever aspect you have it, it's so not consistent.
Yeah, not sure.
Not sure. And so you have to
That's great. That
find
makes
other
sense.
things to make you happy. And
What's the best way that you zoom out of the career? Like you're like, okay, when I do this, I'm lost in time. You lose time, and you're not even in the career. Anything special?
I know it's but like being with friends, truly being with people. And I get too sometimes in my head, and I'm like, I just need to focus on myself and like going and being with people. Traveling, it's such a
Yeah, that's the best. I think there's
so
no other
good.
way to zoom out than to literally physically zoom out.
Yeah.
Imagine going to space. Like I was just talking about this last night to this. We were interviewing this. I hate to say if he's definitely some kind of scientist at UCLA.
Oh, cool.
Really cool guy. Yeah, we were interviewing him for a 5-minute documentary.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was very fun. And
what kind of scientist is he?
He studies like cannabis, but
Oh,
truly
interesting.
the CBD oil area and about how the balance between THC and CBD oil for cancer patients specifically.
Oh, wow.
And him and this other really, really nice guy, they've been working on this project. We just visited. It's so funny. I was in a forest of marijuana, like up in Carpinteria, and we were filming in there, and it was
what was
really
the smell?
cool. You could smell it, and it was a lot better than I don't like the smell of smoke when this marijuana smoke, but the plant itself smelled nice, and there's a little tinge. And some of them they were infusing them with like orange scent and this other scent, like they had a little bit of scents, and everyone kind of had a different scent.
This is fascinating.
Yeah, it was interesting. But the contribution apparently, they've been making really good. CBD has kind of been getting hot this last couple of years.
So trendy.
Yeah, but before when it wasn't trendy, I mean, it's equally as important to look into and study. And they have a group of cancer patients that they were word of mouth brought them to them. And the difference is it's not just subscribing the marijuana. Here, have some marijuana and you can have as much as you want. It's like a plan. It's like their own summer camp to get healthy. And the doctor specifically figures out who they are, what they need, and how much CBD they really need, and perhaps some THC. And he made this really great point about if your body needs CBD to heal, your mind has to be in a good position, a good mindset to actually allow it to heal. So having a little bit of the THC can help you so much when you're utilizing the CBD oil. And it's really cool, and I think you can get to that state like with meditation, and then perhaps CBD oil and meditation. But maybe some that they're not practiced with that. You balance the THC a little bit, and it's not meant the way they're seeing it. Their philosophy is, it's not meant to like just keep doing it. Here you go. Here's your CBD oil and your THC. Just keep doing it now. Done. It's like, okay, you have this much cancer. We're gonna overkill you with CBD oil for like 1 month. And a little THC mix or something, and then we take you off. Wow. And then we see the results, and some people have just a little bit. Some people just a little bit per day that actually helps cure or heal.
Yeah.
And it's not about just relieving pain like all the prescription drugs and shit. So, yeah, it was a fascinating conversation with him and interview.
And what they're doing.
I know. And then the reason why I brought him up is because we were talking about space travel and like how
what
if you literally went in a rocket ship and you went all the way up and you're looking down at Earth. Like that's a real zoom out. Like imagine how an astronaut feels. They're like, Earth is so overwhelming, my life, my this, my that. And then like, well, I'm leaving it.
I guess I can just zoom out for a few little bit.
Yeah, imagine looking down on Earth and going, wow, this is a speck compared to the whole thing that I'm kind of halfway. I'm a little bit in there right now. I'm in the whole thing. Earth is so small.
We're so small.
Yeah.
We're a speck on a speck on a speck. You
it's cool.
learned about the galaxy. You're like, holy crap.
Yeah, and we know it's a little.
Yeah. I think too, like being up in space, I don't actually know this
You're
at
like,
all,
yeah, when I was in space last week.
Space at one time.
And then you're for the podcast, your headline's going to be like, Space Cadet, Annalisa.
Yeah. How do we get like a good, I don't know, do you do thumbnails or anything? I guess
we'll grab some shots.
Yeah. But like the ultimate like stillness of space too, right? Like what would that be like?
Yeah, and there's no sound apparently. No sound waves. Like you can't hear anything.
It's crazy.
I don't know about that.
So much we don't know.
Yeah.
About ourselves, about this universe.
Hold for plane.
Holds for plane.
It's probably up. It is pretty loud. That's flying close. What if this is it? Like the plane just destroyed. No, the plane just went and obliterated. See, why do I go there?
Obliterated us?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is not the worst way to die.
Yeah, I mean, we're having fun.
Also, we're leaving a mark. You know what I mean?
And this
with this podcast.
And this memory card will probably survive.
Yeah.
Because unless there's fire. But
and then people are going to find in the wreckage and
then
we will live on.
We're going to be super popular.
Isn't that what we all want? Just to be able to like live on, you know, through whatever, our work, our creativity.
I mean, we do.
Our art.
Yeah.
Something lasting. Let's be lasting.
Yeah.
Let's be legends, okay? Down?
Yes. I love it. Done.
Easy.
Internet, I already updated our IMDB.
Yeah, great.
You know, real quick, back to the scientist. We were talking, and it was awesome. He had like a couple of beers.
I want to learn more about this.
Yeah, it was cool. He had a couple of beers, and we were just chatting and in the group, and we started talking about like plant life and how he was talking about and I was following along. I was surprised I was actually able to follow along with like most of it. And he's saying how like we're so close to plant life, like our bodies and our ways, and how we're treated, how we react. Like plants are similar, you know. And it was interesting.
Well, isn't that why, like, the marijuana plant, like, should be and is being found out to be so much more effective in ways than prescription drugs, which are just suppressing a symptom, but bringing up a ton of other stuff. Like, the more they find out, like, what was it, Ambien? Like, that stuff is horrible, you know? Like, it makes you just, like,
it's
whatever.
Definitely, that's, even though marijuana is a money business too, but like the prescribed drugs, that's like
but it's also natural.
Terrible business. Yeah.
Man, that's what I don't know if I should go into this, but I do think the possibilities with psychedelics are especially, I mean, natural
psychedelics. We talked a little bit about that,
yeah, are very interesting.
Damn it! See, I wish he was here right now. He was very cool to talk with.
That scientist, yeah.
He said, he said how back in CBD and cannabis was like a recent find, like 100 years ago or something, whatever it was. But way before that, like we had shrooms and we had this and that. That was it. We had three things, like alcohol, shrooms, and whatever, this opium, something like that. And the human got through all, like, he's like, life is hard. He's like, things like on earth, and it's only been 100 years where life has been kind of easy. 150 years where like, oh, life's easy in a way. We're not working so hard and going through crazy adventures to just survive. Yeah. So back then, how did we do it? How did we survive all that shit? You know, we were just starting the office, sit in the office, you know, your whole day life. Yeah. And he said back then, they had something and they used it and they got through it. It's crazy. I was telling the guy that I like some circular conversations. I like try to stay away from because I've done them, and then it's like before you know it, you're back in the same circle. You can't really solve it, like some politics, some religion, stuff like whatever. But when it comes to like time travel, I'm okay. Like this circular talk, it's just so fun. Yeah,
possible.
Yeah, of course. Somehow, somehow we talked. The scientist is supposed to send me the link about this video that really kind of solves why like we haven't time traveled or something. I'm gonna follow up and try to get it. And he said, he said it's really cool. And he's like, you'll get it. It's like after that you'll go, oh, no wonder we haven't time traveled yet or something. Right. One of my friends, Sasha Revere, he's like producer of a lot of these mindfulness films where you be mindful and be open to some new ideas, and we just document them. Oh, they're so shorties, cool. Like 4 or 5 minutes. Sometimes I'll edit them for him. And
does he
with
upload
him.
them? Like on
yeah,
YouTube
he has a website, and he's been on this podcast, and it's Mindfulness Studios. But I always forget if it's mindfulnessstudios.com or if it's sasharevere.com, and then there's Mindfulness Studios tab. I think that's the one. Right. But yeah, it's cool.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, and it's fun to film stuff that makes you, you know, we're curious about it, so we're gonna listen to them talk, and then we piece it together, we edit it, and then we learn more by doing that, and we just put it out there. If people find something new and think about things differently, it's just good. You know, be aware, be thoughtful. Speaking of learning, what kind of books or docs or movies that you love that you would have to, if you were gonna tell someone like 5 movies or docs or something, a mix of books, like what would you tell them they have to read if they only had those choices?
Right. Wait, double check me on this because I haven't read it for a few years, but like I go back, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah, 7
by Stephen Comey.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, that's it. Fucking amazing book.
So good, and it really, I think that's just a really like the ultimate like self-help book, you know, if you're going through anything, and how to like make your life matter and mean something and be able to balance. And truly, like, you have to take notes, copious notes, and go back to it and learn from it.
Yeah, and you can check into that book every year. If you do that every year, there's no way your life is not going to improve.
Yeah. I think too, Big Magic, that's just by Elizabeth Gilbert. She just talks about how she went up and moved to Hawaii, and it like gave her such a spark of creativity. It speaks to creativity.
Big Magic?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure it's called.
What if all the names, I couldn't find them anywhere?
Like, I'm totally wrong. I'm just saying words, you know? It's like, do these actually exist?
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I read a lot of like fiction, and so
And why do you do that? Just for pure entertainment, or to study characters, or a bit of both?
I grew up purely entertainment. My dad is a huge reader, and so I just like naturally grew up and traveling a lot. Like, we didn't have technology, we didn't really have like a lot of stuff, you know, you're on airplanes and for hours, and so we just read my sister and I, and and now I do it. It's hard to sit down and read a book now.
You gotta make the effort.
You do, and you gain so much from it. But I think like as actors too, and like this just might be my opinion, but I think that like reading makes you use your visual imagination versus TV or movies. Like, you're learning, you're just watching it.
Yeah, you're watching what is already imagined, even though it's still great. I mean, you utilize it and love it, but
of course.
I like that.
Yeah.
Reading books, it's so different.
Challenges you.
And we do read. I mean, now we're super bombarded with easy, quick, short things. You just and that could be good too, but they're little little 5 sentences about something, and it's like, oh, I learned something, and it's like, you read not even a page. Like, go deeper.
Yeah.
So books force you to do that.
That's what people, I feel like, don't do. I'm so guilty of this, where I just read a news article and I read the first 5 minutes
done.
of it.
We talk about it for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah. Post something on your Twitter and you're like, oh, I know all about this, and you haven't truly done your research. It's really like...
That's a good reminder to... If you actually take the time to read something and it sparks your interest, follow up a little more.
Yeah.
Because not only for yourself, but the person you talk to next... Like, if it's me, I want to hear more. I'm going to ask all these questions, so you better be ready.
Come on, people.
That's a good one. What about movies? What are some, like, 2 favorite movies that you have watched over and over and over?
Yeah. I love... Man, why do you always blank out when people, you know,
because you don't have this in your back
like
pocket.
Ready.
That's why.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Terminator 1 and Back to the Future.
Okay,
like,
whatever.
I've watched it like 30 times, easy.
Really?
Probably 60 times for Terminator 1.
Can you quote it?
Pretty much, yeah.
What
year?
I didn't even have to ask, and he just said a quote. That was great.
That's one of the opening scenes of Kyle Reese. And whenever my friend Daniel, equal Terminator fan, we hang out, and he says something, and without knowing it, he sets me up for that what year quote.
Right.
And I scream it at him. Whenever he does it, he just
Perfect
starts
time.
busting up. It's just great.
That's great.
I love movie quotes.
Yeah. I'm the type of person who I watch a lot, and I like listen to a lot of songs, and I have such a hard time recalling like specific movie quotes or lyrics.
Okay.
So it's like I try to make the reference, and people are like, well, that was off by like a few words, you know?
That's funny.
I think Grand Budapest Hotel, one of my favorites by far. I just love Wes Anderson and his stylized version of everything. I think why I love it, I did a paper on Reservoir Dogs. And so I think everyone in film school, I have a film studies minor, and everyone kind of studies that movie because it's
just a phenomenal movie.
It's amazing. And it was his first true feature. I mean, I think he wrote and sold a feature, but like that was his first directing. I mean,
oh man, that movie's great.
Oh, I watched The Parent Trap over and over. The one with
which
Lindsay
one?
Lohan.
There's like, isn't there like 5 of them?
Probably.
Okay, but you watched the old
one?
one?
Lindsay Lohan, yeah.
Oh, Lindsay.
No, yeah,
wait a minute.
90s one.
Is it called Parent Trap?
Oh yeah.
Really?
My sister and I were obsessed with that movie.
Okay, because
that's the movie that I watch over and over. Weirdly enough.
Right. But the Parent Trap, there's one from like the 50s or 60s.
Totally,
I watched that once. I might have watched the Lindsay Lohan ones. I don't know.
I haven't seen the one from the 50s or 60s. I think it's just you grow up with something and you're
yeah.
I don't know why I love this still,
Goonies?
but it's like my favorite. Never seen it. I know.
Well, you were in India. I'll give you that. I wanted to ask you a couple more questions just to wrap this up.
Yeah, of course.
When you die, back to death.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
I'm always concerned about asking this question, but I think I'll always do it because it's interesting. Like, what if you had to think, what would be on your gravestone if you could like write something on there?
Oh, that's such a good question. Someone who lived, loved, gave to others, and truly gave and fulfilled her creative impulses. That didn't make any sense.
I will take that and I will word it correctly.
Yeah, please,
no,
like edit around my words.
It's like
that's such a hard
one
question.
person that'd be funny if it's cut up. Yeah. Right? You know, like, creative
she had no
impulses.
idea what to say.
No.
What would yours say?
Oh, see, no
you
one's
had time
even
to think
asked
about
me.
this.
Yeah, see, and I should have it, but no one asked me that back, and I was wondering when they would.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the spot.
Tell me.
Damn, that's a good one.
I'm not letting you get away without telling.
I kind of have one, but I might be borrowing it from someone, but I don't know when and where and who said it, really. It's just in my head somewhere. Here lies a man who knew other men to help him with what he desires.
Oh, I like
something like that.
Yeah.
You know, because like you can't. I forgot who said it. Really, a lot of great people said it, and by man I mean a woman or a man, but just another
Proverbial
person. Yeah, and you can't know everything, and you can't be the best at everything, but you can. It's so possible to know people that can like be that are the best at that, and are the best at that. And if you make the great relationships, and I ask them to help me get this big grand idea or ideal, I know that I can do that. You know? So something in a better sentence on my gravestone would be cool. That'd be
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
For not having thought about it, you just give a great answer.
Yeah.
So just cut out my part of it.
No, I liked yours.
Just skip
That was
to me
good.
asking you.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, at Annalisa.Cochrane, and on your TV screens once in a while, hopefully. But yeah, probably it's Instagram.
That's
social
the
media.
main your favorite outlet?
I think so.
Instagram. Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna post anything that I think is cool,
Yeah.
I do it there, and it just pops it to the other ones in case people like the other ones, right?
I'm the same way. Twitter, I enjoy lurking and like reading and seeing what everyone else. I don't really feel the need to post on Twitter.
Yeah.
Instagram's just fun. Mm-hmm. And it can really like satisfy your creative need, like trying to make your grid like a certain color. And,
Yeah,
like,
that's been popular.
Right?
And that is
really
cool.
interesting.
That is a creative thing. When I saw someone do that, they did it very well, and it was interesting.
And it makes you look and be aware of things that would be more visual. So like if I see this table and I'm like, oh, this really fits my theme, it just kind of makes you instantly like have that photographer, cinematographer's eye of like, oh, that visually is very stunning and fits what I want to go for. So I think it's kind of practice too if you want to be a filmmaker. Like,
That's a good outlook. A lot of people that don't like social media and Instagram stuff, and I'm not one that loves it. I utilize it as much as I can, but I like the outlook of that because it's a positive thought on what can easily be obsessed about or have negative connotations. That's cool. Like a practice and think about it as a creative way.
Yeah.
To get more creative and to keep it up and keep it in shape.
Yeah. Versus always posting and then comparing and you're like getting into this negative spiral.
Yeah, it's good. I think like sharing when you post, if it's something that you actually like and believe in and you're proud of, that's cool. Cool, do it.
Yeah.
But if it's just a post to post, it's like, all right.
And I'm guilty of just posting to post. Like
Post to post.
Totally. It's a business.
Yeah, I understand
At the
that
end
too.
of the day, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, at the same time.
People, they do want to see what you're doing sometimes, That's the thing. So
Yeah.
I have a couple more questions.
Please.
In one word, what is the one word that you're working on?
Growth.
That's a good one. Yeah.
But growth can apply to everything.
Yeah.
That's
good.
I just always want to be growing. I'd never want to get stagnant about something.
Perfect. That's a good one. That's a good reminder for me too. Just you can always grow, even if you're the best at something. Yeah. Just remind yourself you can grow still.
What would yours be?
It was patience for a while, but I've practiced that a long time now, and I've gotten a lot better. I'm surprised with myself after avidly trying to get better at that.
Yeah.
So I'm very like, I have like five thoughts that fire off at once, and like I want the next question so I can get to the next response in my head.
Yeah.
If that made sense.
Totally.
And But currently, this last year and a half, listening is the number one. And that's why, I mean, just interviewing all these great people on the podcast is helping me listen and pay attention. Because sometimes, I mean, I've known to listen, and then like I just start thinking of some like crazy movie idea, or like I think about like, what if this person did this? What would I react at? It's like, wait, what are they talking about? Okay, you know?
We're all guilty of that. Yeah. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Really quickly too, I set words for the beginning of the year, and my word this year was balance. Was one of them, because I think balance too. And we spoke about balance earlier.
Hell yeah.
Balance.
Balance is key. Yeah. I remember that that was one of my words some years back. I remember I was out with a friend, and we were sitting looking at the stars. I was like, balance is something I want. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to, just working on that.
Yeah.
That's a great one. Yeah. Okay, and finally, if someone could take a step today to help them with the progress and their passions in the entertainment industry, what could they do today? You know, not write a feature film. Not that you couldn't do it in one day, but like something that they can do today. What would you suggest?
I'd say start with a little. Make the decision, sign up for that acting class. Sit down and write for that 30 minutes. I think the little decisions every day that you make the big changes and the big actions. So, sign up for that acting class, write, call a friend and talk about a short film idea. Go out and sit in nature and just let creativity wash over you. I think those little steps, they're actionable. You can do that. You can't just be like, you can't, as much as you want to say, I want to write a short film, or I want to make a short film, you have to break that into actionable steps, or you'll find that months go by and you haven't made that short film. Because
it's just too much to eat in that one day. So yeah, that's good. I love that. That's
for me what I try to tell myself so I don't get overwhelmed, because I'm kind of the same way where I'm firing so fast at all times, and I'm like, slow myself down. That one decision can make or break, you know?
Yeah. My sister taught me that technique with cleaning like my room or something.
Yeah.
Or when you have a big disaster, it's like, it's just so much. It's like, just pick a corner and just go and do that corner and see what happens. You know, and now my thing is, I'll just be like, okay, clothes. I'm like, all right, I got to find all my clothes. Now I don't have my shit scattered as like I used to, but I'm like, all right, I'm going to do all my clothes right now. 8 minutes, done.
Yeah.
Then the next thing will be like all the paperwork, throw it away and organize the, you know?
Yeah. Even like sometimes I hate running. Like, let's be honest. Sometimes I hate it. And so if I tell myself, okay, you just have to run for 5 minutes. Yeah. That's it. And then 5 minutes pass.
And you either just say, okay, I'll just go back, or you're like, all right, I'm already here. Let me do more.
So it's with anything.
That's great.
Yeah. I like that cleaning technique.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah. It was a pleasure talking with you.
You as well. Thank you so much.
Just a reminder, guys, like every episode, most things we mention by name will be in the show notes section on our website, unfakeittillymakeit.com, and they should also be in the iTunes or other podcast notes section as well, with easy links to find them. If you like the show, please show your support and leave a review, make my day, and let me know what you like best. And if you got this far, why don't you take it one step further? Consider becoming a subscriber. It's free, and all the cool kids are doing it every Sunday. I have a free newsletter I send out to subscribers, which has the cutest little name, Smorgasbord Sunday. It's a weekly menu which includes the latest episode, along with cool stuff I hunt and gather during the week to optimize professional and personal growth in the entertainment industry and this so-called life. Wonderful things, but not limited to, unique tools, industry hacks, inspirational excerpts, video gems, powerful quotes, and other magical doohickeys I uncover. If you'd like to sign up, just go to unfakeittillymakeit.com, click the podcast option where you can then enter your email address and sign up. I have been logging all these weekly awesomes that come into my life for years now. And finally, I have a nice little place to store them and share them. Time is running out. Time is running out. I thank you for spending time with me today.
Thank you for listening to the Unfake It Till You Make It podcast. For detailed sources and show notes for this episode, visit www.unfakeittillyoumakeit.com. Until next time, get up, get going, and get creative.